Hello, and welcome to Final Show Films. I'm John, or Senstaku, as you might know me on Twitter, the executive producer here, and I just want to thank you for watching. It really means a lot to us that people watch, listen to, and enjoy our shows. If you want to help us keep making these shows as fun and lively as they can be, please join your fellow fans in supporting us at our Patreon page at patreon.com/fsfilms or by subscribing to our Twitch channel, twitch.tv/finalshowfilms. It really means a lot to us that the amount of you who do support us continue to do so, especially our $25 plus tier supporters on Patreon. Angie Tonic, Cat Waterflame, Samantha Bates, Maureen Monty, and Gravity Alexander. Every little bit helps, so thank you to all of our patrons and subs. Check us out on Twitter at Final Show Films and on our website at www.finalshowfilms.com for updates, go-live notifications, and more. We love interacting with you, so feel free to tweet at us or email us at finalshowfilms@gmail.com. That being said, please relax and enjoy. We're live. Hello, everybody, and welcome to Gran, Terra, Shadowfront. I'm John, your game master for this evening, and joining me today is William.
Hi, I'm William, and I'm playing Valdez Stonebeard, the Dwarven Fighter.
And Mara.
Hi, I'm Mara, and I'm playing Titania Valkorian, Eladrin Spore Druid.
And Jack.
Hey everybody, I'm Jack, and I am playing Geralth of Marduk, the half-elf spellslinger.
And Nikki.
Hi everybody, I'm Nikki. I'm playing Scuzzbuckets, your rogue.
And Cody.
Hi, I'm Cody. I'm playing Ithram Volar, the Hobgoblin War Wizard.
And Aaron.
Hi, I'm Aaron, and I am playing Carolina, the human barbarian.
And Jeremy.
Hi, I'm Jeremy. I am playing Ariel, a smart fighter. And I just want to say, I really appreciate how when you got to Cody, you ended his like that was the last one, and I was really curious to see if you were going to continue forward.
I was playing with my enunciation. Gotta do something to keep myself sane. Anyways, when last we left off...
it's failing.
Yeah, I know. The Steel Hearts, well, it requires me to have been sane to begin with. The Steel Hearts held off a horde of creatures from beyond the light wall that had been attacking the thing. And that's actually where we pick up as Ariel finishes slicing through the last remaining bits of that horde. And I need everyone to make me perception checks.
Okay. I rolled a 6.
I rolled
20.
a 5. I win. This is golf, right?
I rolled a 21. Apparently, I'm very perceptive.
I also
when
rolled
I'm
21.
glaring eyes of death at somebody.
It's possible it's right over the back of my shoulder.
That's true. That's probably what it is. It's probably like something that just rose up behind you.
There's still an ogre right behind me, isn't there?
I have no idea what is going on.
Whoop.
I'm still upstairs.
We lost Aaron.
You got it.
Okay,
You
that's
got more
why.
of an idea than the two Arcanists do.
Mm-hmm.
That's why I don't have a roll from Carolina. Well, that's fine. We'll deal with that when Aaron gets back in. Their internet being goofy. So fortunately the DC was a 5, so you all see it. Because it's really hard to miss a flaming portal opening up in the air.
Oh!
Would be difficult to miss.
Particularly when it seems to be being generated from one of these white marble-esque creatures that seem to have been hiding in the shadow of the horde, waiting for the moment to unleash what Geralth, you're sort of... Geralth, give me a wisdom save, because you recognize what this kind of looks like.
Oh, shit. 9.
So you are shaken. As you are seeing what is definitely a fiery portal that demons come out of typically, opening up on the field just past where Ariel and Titania are. As you...
link pearl to the ear. Oi, look alive, everybody.
As most of you turn to look at this area, because it's a thing that draws your attention, You see what looks kind of like a hobgoblin, but again, all white. No no actual like distinguishing features, holding a staff and just like weaving this portal open. And
How
as
has this thing not been killed by the auto turrets?
it's inside the range. Looking at it, it looks like it used the horde as cover to get close enough that while you guys were occupied with it could finish casting. Well, with the horde, it could finish casting the spell.
How far away is it?
It's about 40 feet from you right now.
Could I try to call shot that goddamn staff?
Sure. Go ahead and give me
Well, hand, so drops the staff. You know what I mean.
Yeah. Go ahead and give me a attack with disadvantage for the called
Yep.
shot. We had an Aaron, and then Aaron went away again. But I know which one Aaron will come back as now. So
That would be a 14.
a 14 hits the staff
Okay.
as you just miss.
Does it distract him enough that he stops summoning?
It doesn't, but what does, as you look and see it sort of turning towards the portal, a fairly steeply curved sword that's sort of Tulwar-esque just sort of comes out of the portal and up into its chin and through its head.
Tolwar,
Whoa.
that description means nothing to me.
A tulwar, for people that aren't familiar with Middle Eastern Persian weaponry, is a long, thin blade with a particularly steep curve, kind of like a scimitar, but with a much more like moon-esque curve to the blade.
Gotcha.
Kind of like a saber blade.
Yeah, a saber blade, but
The
again with
heavier
a
scimitar,
much
but a
steeper curve,
sharper curve.
Yeah.
Yep. Mhm.
Just sort of comes out and into its head, and is then followed by a humanoid figure as the portal shudders and falls apart as the caster dies.
Oh, fuck me. That's not good.
The humanoid figure that you see stepping out looks to be half-elf of some kind. Dark brownish green skin, so sort of like dark brown skin with sort of greenish undertones. Long black hair that is in dreadlocks and sort of tied back into a ponytail, hanging down, wearing very tattered what looks like oddly red pinkish leather armor, holding a very ornate looking tulwar that looks in very good condition as it's stabbing through this creature and it's crumbling to dust. Wearing some sort of blindfold around their face and eyes. It sort of steps out into the creature as it crumbles, looks down, dusts off the blade.
Do I recognize this figure?
No.
Yeah.
Okay, good.
Anyone who wants can make a perception check, though.
Yeah.
Another perception check, I should say.
10. I'm doing much better.
Another 21.
19.
I doubled my roll.
23.
I also rolled a 10.
If all of my high rolls, you're like, oh, you only needed a 3 for that. I'd
This
be
one's
really
harder.
annoyed
This
for you.
one's harder.
Okay.
Oh, good.
Nope.
Oh, good.
15, but
Only Valdeth and Ariel notice that underneath the ears are a set of gills. This is an aquatic half-elf. It just stabs through, dusts off the sword, looks over at the group of you.
I've already reloaded the hand crossbow and have it pointed. Excuse me, darling.
Question. This isn't common.
Yeah.
Is this the material plane?
Yes.
bitch.
Good. Could you point me in the direction of Taram?
Who are you?
Excuse me, darling. I don't mean to be rude, but yeah, that.
We also have questions.
So looks around.
You did just walk through a portal in the middle of, right at the end of a fairly significant fight, and
Oh, on your side
no
too?
offense, but I'm inclined to shoot you in the head right now.
That's fair. It wouldn't take, but okay. Well,
Cute.
Let's see if this means anything to any of you, I guess. And he sort of sheathes the sword, puts his hands together. Gemerten midivar ara rogurt adamian aramed rogar misidana. Titania, you know what that
Yeah.
means.
Oh, okay.
That is the oath or code or slogan, however you want to call it, of the Iskatelli. Which are a faction of the Uktavi, which is the royal guard of the city. Basically, the Iskatelli are the immortal warriors in service to the God Emperor.
Okay.
They are all revenants that the God Emperor has raised from death in his service.
Okay.
And that phrase means, "I walk before God not as a man, but as his blade or as his knife."
Okay.
And it is the thing that they use to identify each other, basically.
Mm-hmm. Do I know if there's like a response to that or?
You know there is. You don't know what it is, though.
Okay. Oh. Oh, okay. He's an Iskatelli. Nice.
I'm sorry, what?
All of you except for Titania can make history rolls.
Do I have any sort of advantage given
I was
my
gonna say.
position being?
Yes,
adjacent-ish?
Carolina, you get an advantage. You get advantage on this.
Would Geralt have one from his family or no?
No.
Okay.
Can't keep rolling
20.
high, apparently.
24.
15.
17.
I've only been in the city
14.
for so long.
Fucking hell.
Jeremy, you've been rolling really well today. I'm impressed.
Yeah, I'm afraid.
13.
So Carolina, the D2 is also lower for you. So Carolina, Ariel, Scuzz, and Jack. Geralth. Sorry, I was looking at the roll 20 sheet and it went, and literally yours is the only one that has your name on the roll.
That's fair.
So you all Scuzz, Ariel, Geralth, and Carolina, you are aware that there are levels of secret police that sort of work within the Tyrian government, and the Iskatelli are rumored to be the immortal warriors that are the right hand of the Emperor. Carolina, for you, they're not rumors. You know they exist. These are warriors that have been handpicked by the God Emperor to serve as his direct interference in any tasks that he needs dealt with that he won't interfere with directly himself. He acts through the Iskatelli.
And from my perspective, Titania would probably be able to identify them in some context, not necessarily knowing them, but
yeah, any member of the royal family would be able to identify an Iskatelli from somehow. You're not certain how, but somehow, presumably that phrase.
okay. Yeah. Looks to Titania.
Yep.
You sure?
Yes. I am Princess Titania Valkorian.
Oh, fuck.
How many steps down?
47.
What year is it?
It is. I will
You
give
spread out.
year.
Spread out
Yeah.
the year. He sort of looks. He has this moment on his face of like calculating exactly how long that has been.
Did time do weird things to you?
No, you just stopped counting after a few thousand years.
Well, welcome back.
Okay.
I definitely have not lowered the hand cross.
Oh yeah, no, that's absolutely fair. He sort of clicks his teeth together. So yeah, I'm Nautilus. I am an Iskatelli, as you've identified. And I've been apparently trapped in the various realms of hell for the last 10,000 some odd years.
Whoa. It's a really long time.
Yeah, like I said, you lose count after a while.
Could you be a little? Would you mind clarifying the circumstances there? There are many ways one can be trapped in hell, I assume. Some of them start with the phrase, well, I did a bad thing, and so,
Fair.
you know.
Fair. No, I was hunting someone, and they fled to the hells, and I followed after them, and then something happened behind me, and I couldn't get back.
And that someone was a bad thing, not I was going hunting for people and I ended up in hell.
Traitor to the crown, stole something from the God Emperor, which I have on my person and need to return.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay. I would like to insight check all of that. Just
Sure, give me an insight check.
No, that's
the player,
fair.
no, that's fine. But
You all can give me an insight check.
It
That's
feels like it
definitely
should be a
fair.
thing.
17.
15.
Yeah. Too high rolls, not anymore.
Yeah, it happens.
20.
12. I'm such a good cop.
I'm up a tower, so I have no idea really what the fuck's going on down there.
I'm just listening from the wall.
So
Scuzz has big old ears.
Ariel and Scuzz. You can tell from his mannerisms that he is entertaining your questions like you might entertain the buzzing of a fly. In that he doesn't really care enough about you and you don't really pose enough of a threat to him to lie to you. Lying requires effort he just doesn't give a shit about right now.
Now you're just-
Scuzz's ears are like, I don't want to imagine him as like a cat, but if he had the dexterity of ears to move them around,
Right.
his ears would be back.
Yeah.
He looks
Geralt is
at,
coming downstairs at this
Yeah.
point.
Now I'm just pissed off.
Yeah, Scuzz is following Geralt. He's just like, that guy's not good. I don't like him. I don't like him at all.
Well, I don't get that. So, Taram is still back, that way. I point in the vague general direction. But we're going back there in a couple days, when meanwhile, we're holding this fort right here, from those things that you just murdered very efficiently. So, we've got extra room in the fort if you want to stay.
Titania, let's
Yes?
let's not be rude. We shouldn't hold this person back. If they need to get there, they're an immortal super being badassery thing. I'm sure they can get there much quicker than we could guide them.
That I don't think they can. I don't think have I heard of any sort of rumors of them of like revenants being able to travel super fast? I don't feel like it.
You don't know. Like,
Why was he summoned
maybe?
by
Yeah. No,
that
yeah, well,
hobgoblin?
No. What I'm saying is we have to be here for a bit. He can
Yes.
start walking, and he will
It's
get
up to-
there quicker than waiting for us.
yeah. So that's an option, or you could wait. But welcome back.
He points at Scuzz. To answer your question, I killed the thing it was summoning and sort of stepped through.
What was it summoning?
You don't want to know.
It's
You don't
like,
know
I'm-
us. We
I'm-
definitely want to know.
How do you feel about dogs?
They're fine.
Okay, he's okay.
He seems a little confused.
Very
at the question.
serious. The tension leaves Scuzz's body. His ears perk back up. He's like, he's okay.
The Scuzz litmus test.
You'd be surprised.
I do Druidcraft really quick to just see what the weather around here is like. If it's still going to be rainy.
Still raining. Looks like it's going to be raining for a while still.
Okay.
Remember,
Also,
you're
it's
on
gonna
a
just
peninsula. It gets a lot of rain.
Keep, it's also just going to keep raining for a little bit. So, I mean, a little wet outside.
Fella might be interested in actually experiencing some rain if he's been stuck in the elves for the last 10,000 years.
That's
Valid
true.
He also
point.
has like a sea elf, so like I imagine getting wet doesn't bother him.
Yeah,
Like,
I didn't realize that.
no,
So
it's great. I love it. It's very good.
And he sort of looks at the group of you. I'm gonna go. And he sort of
should do
points
that.
towards Taram.
You should go.
Geralt actually
Bye.
tries to chase him down.
I mean, he hasn't started moving yet, so
Right. Okay.
he was just doing the.
Geralt.
He was just doing the. I'm gonna go.
Right. Sorry, didn't quite catch your name. Do you mind if I walk with you for a couple 100 yards?
Sure.
And
did he
Geralt
actually
kinda
introduce
gives everybody-
himself?
What?
Did he actually say his name?
Yeah, he said Nautilus.
Mhm.
Not. Oh, that's right. I made that face. That's right. Okay.
Yep.
Right.
Continue. Don't mind me.
So Geralt kind of gives everybody a wave and then falls into step with Nautilus.
He sees the weapon and just starts walking.
Don't suppose you ran into an Offenbar Minar while you were down there at any point?
I mean, I read it. Not
Elf,
that
wizard.
first name, no.
Ran into another Minar?
Well, I
while
mean,
you were
it
down
was. No, I guess it'd be 10,000 years ago now, wouldn't it? Yeah. New one long time ago.
Ah,
Kind of new one.
well, it's an old name, but all right. But long as you didn't. Anyway, safe travels. See you then.
Right. Good luck with whatever you're doing.
Murder, mostly.
That requires a bit of it.
Hmm.
And he
Ta.
walks off into the rain. heading towards
Okay.
Terra.
And Geralt
Cool.
comes back and starts investigating one of those auto turrets to see if it can be deactivated and moved.
All right, go ahead. Give me a Tinker's Tools with Intelligence.
Okay. 23.
Yeah, you can very easily. You just basically grab the top, twist, and push in the reverse of what you did to twist and pull, and it collapses
Okay.
back up.
All right. He's going to relocate that to the top of the tower overlooking the gate
Okay.
so that it's got a little bit more distance and could conceivably shoot at things that are a lot closer while leaving the other one there to cover more distance.
Possibly
Try
we
and layer those.
You might want it because we know that the southern side is a little bit hard to see from. It's a blind spot. I don't know if you want to point in that direction so we have both ends covered.
Geralt would be putting it so that because even though it is a blind spot, the
Mhm.
gate is still the weakest point in the
Okay,
fortification.
fair,
So he's
fair.
going to try and cover that. Yeah.
Cool. All right. Never mind.
That's all good.
Yep. That was cool. Okay. Also, no, you're mad at me. That was very cool. The doing it with it was very cool. Anyway,
I'm not
bye.
worried about. Wait, where?
I'm headed back. Like you told me to.
That,
Behind the wall. Like y'all were
Excellent.
yelling at me about.
okay, good. And for the record, you're fine. I'm not angry at you anymore. There's somebody much more,
Oh, okay, good.
much better to be annoyed at.
Great.
But please don't do that again.
You hear that call down from the battlements. I'd still prefer you didn't just run out without armor.
I said
I
please don't. I said please don't do it again.
I have armor. It's right here.
That's a dress.
No, I have like a thing. I have a breastplate. It's fine.
Better
It was
plan.
fine.
Better plan.
Anyway, thank you, Impulse.
Better
That was great.
plan.
What? What? Better plan?
Yes. Better
I
plan.
don't- I'm not following you.
That's because I haven't said the fucking
Okay.
plan yet.
Right? Go ahead.
Next time whether you're wearing armor or not, don't leap down directly in the middle of all the enemy where we're going to be shooting and potentially hit you, so then we can no longer shoot. And also putting yourself within the weapon range of all of them. Maybe that's the worst possible move you could have made. I'm just saying.
Yeah, but it turned out well.
But I'm not annoyed.
Everstone saved me from pretty elf girls.
I head back inside.
Deirdre pats you on the shoulder as you go past. Just sort of gives you a wink.
And then your link pearl buzzes.
Hello.
Well, safe for now.
Mm-hmm.
Click.
I was totally fine.
Yeah, you were really brave.
Thank you. That was very cool with the it went straight through his like face. That was so cool.
No, it's super duper awesome. Next time you should be on fire.
Yes.
At that one, Deirdre's cousin affection turns to confusion.
What? Don't you guys normally like jump into the front lines on fire?
No.
That would be. I feel like if you could do like fire and then like an explode. I tried to do. Did you see? I tried to do like a
Guzz's
thunder
mind
thing.
starts
It didn't
working.
work very well. But like I've seen other. Anyway.
Somewhere.
Had to go talk to my cousin.
Somewhere in the distance, a druid, one of the fire subclass of druid goes, now that's a goblin that gets me.
Yep.
No, you see his cousin Lavisa look up from her work table and go, God damn it. 'Cause she's gonna get a letter soon.
Somewhere on a floating rock in the middle of the cosmos, there's a whole bunch of kobolds just cheering wildly with no idea why.
And every character John has ever played joins them.
Nope. Anyways. We set other people on fire, not ourselves. Fire
Sure, if
hurts.
you want to do it the boring way.
Fire hurts. You want to use it to hurt others. So you all retreat back behind the gates, or behind the crushed stone that was a gate at one point in time, and now serves as a choke point.
Yep. Reload.
It was still the end of the third shift, so I believe Ithram and Ariel haven't had a full rest yet.
Don't believe so, no.
Nope.
But everyone else has had their long rests.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Geralt will tell Ariel that she should probably get some rest, and he's good and can take over from here if she wants.
Okay, thank you.
I'll take over for you, Ithram, if you need.
Yes. Back to sleep.
And Mara, I don't remember. Did we do your gathering materials check or not?
I don't think we did.
I think we did.
Yes.
I thought we did.
We had already done
we did.
that.
We did.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's right.
That was on the
Uh-huh.
second
Yeah.
shift. That's
Yep.
right. That was on the second launch. Right. So dawn breaks. You can only barely tell because it's still raining. So it's like it got lighter outside, but there's still no sun overhead because it's just clouds and rain and thunder in the distance.
This just in, the light wall is the Pacific Northwest.
Sounds legit.
Though it only gets so much lighter because the light wall was already there lighting up the night anyway. So it's like,
Yep.
Yep.
It's when you get to that point. it's when you get up to the point where there's just 24 hours of daylight until there's not. But like,
Just gets a little bit dimmer.
not even that. Like there was there's footage of like Dalton City in the Yukon where it's like 30 minutes past midnight and it's still as bright as noon.
Was the floodlights that people use for filming purposes when you need to film at night but you need a daytime shot, and so it just turns everything into fucking daylight.
Yeah, basically. Just that wall. But what is everyone doing other than the two that are sleeping?
Gus goes back to sleep.
I may or may not be sleeping. I don't remember.
You are not sleeping at the moment, no.
Cool.
I did not get all of my hours. I'm going to go take a nap now.
Geralt is going to inspect the bastion to see if there are any maps, charts, anything like that were held here or left behind.
You don't need to roll for that. Yeah, you can find there are region maps and some scouting maps into the formerly the Shadowfront now, what was the Uncharted Frontier.
Okay. He doesn't have any tool proficiencies in that, but he's going to just try and make his own rough copies of them as best he can.
Sure, yeah. It's easy enough.
Yeah.
They're not greater detailed, but you've got a copy of the region map.
Okay.
Valdez is going to see if he can fix anything about this portcullis in the time that he's got.
Sure. What tool proficiencies do you have?
Smith's tools.
Give me a Smith's tools with intelligence for your planning phase.
16.
You could probably you wouldn't be able to fix the portcullises in the time that you have at the moment, nor with the resources that you have. However, you could collapse the entryway fairly easily in such a way that it's basically you have to scrabble over rubble to get through it, which means it would be difficult terrain for anybody trying to get through it, which means you sort of make that choke point a little bit more effective.
But at the same time, though, we've discovered that they like to just throw enough things at the wall to splash over it.
When they hoard, yeah, you don't know what else might come.
Yeah,
because so far you haven't faced the same challenge twice.
Yeah. Do I think it might be possible to turn the fallen portcullis into a palisade potentially?
Like a
spike barrier. Palisade.
Like a spike barrier. That'd be easier to do. Yeah. You with the materials on hand, you could do that.
I think he'll try and do that then.
Give me a Smith's tools with strength.
Much better at that. And unless I roll really badly, 15.
15's still good. So yeah, you spend a little while over the next hour or so, and Deirdre will give you a hand to help out with moving things. And you basically just knock the portcullis out finally, break apart the individual bars, and sort of resink them into the ground outside the entryway as anti-cavalry spike barricade.
Anti-cavalry / anti-ogre.
Yeah. I mean, an ogre could be conceivably thought of as a cavalry unit.
Yeah, you just put two goblins on his shoulders, and then it's cavalry.
It's armored.
When you consider
I'm
gonna do that.
You have that guy from Mortal Kombat 10 that had the crazy lady on his shoulders.
Sure. Oh yeah, the obvious Mad Max reference because it was basically
yes.
Master.
Sorry.
Yeah.
I thought more people would get that reference.
Yeah, I can't remember their name, but I know who you're talking about. So yeah.
Yeah, you turn the portcullis into spikes. All right. Anything else anyone else is doing, or shall we move on?
Yes, I'm gonna be weird.
right.
I go into
Gonna be.
Yeah.
Fair.
This is fair. I go into Valdis' room probably because it's got a locking door.
Yeah, because it's separated from everybody else. Yeah.
Mhm.
Right.
And because I sprouted mushrooms, and that was weird, and that's never happened before. So I look down my shirt, see what's going on.
Okay.
Is it spread?
The freckles?
Yep.
No, they're still
Okay.
where they are.
Okay. I like poke one of the mushrooms that's sticking up.
Your halo of spores has been deactivated, so the mushrooms fell off after the when the halo
it
went
lasts for 10 minutes. The symbiotic entity.
Oh, does it? Can you not turn it off early?
Nope.
Okay, so yeah, so
it just lasts. Actually, there is not a way to turn it off.
Got it.
Unless I change into something else.
So then, yes,
like
there are indeed spores still on your arms, or mushrooms still on your arms. You poke them. It feels like you're poking yourself. It's kind of weird.
Yep. Huh. That is very weird. Now I have a
nervous system.
Now I have a weird question. Do you classify mushrooms as a plant or an animal in terms of spells?
Plants.
They're not plants.
And as far as spells are concerned, plants.
Okay.
I'm real mad here.
You can be mad as far as spells are concerned. Plants.
I would probably make the same judgment call.
This is fair. All right.
The DM in me and the biologist in me are having a war right now, and nobody's winning.
That's why there's blood coming out of your eye. Got it.
Really funny though to morph into a mushroom with your druid powers.
All right, that's it. That's all I do.
There are the category. The actually here's the thing. The category of monster types or of creature types and subtypes are different distinctly from what their scientific classification would be, because a shambling mound is a plant as far as monster type goes, but it would not be necessarily a plant as far as its scientific classification goes. These
also,
are distinctly different things.
Also, the fungi monsters are all plant type.
Yeah.
So,
anyway, I'm good.
Myconids,
That's it.
yeah.
No, and also just the gas spores and shriekers and violet fungus.
Oh yeah.
Because monster type, as far as mechanics are concerned, and scientific classification are two different categories that do not interact necessarily.
Is valid.
So there, your biologist can shut the fuck up.
Never.
But yes, no. Your mushrooms are still there for the next however long, and they feel like I said, like whenever you poke them, you can feel what they're feeling. Because they're attached to you.
Okay. Yeah, and I come back out eventually.
And at the end of the because it will eventually end. At the end of the effect, they just sort of dissipate. They like sort of atomize and just vanish.
They sublimate.
Yes. Well, I took a look. Because new class of things is as I have halo of spores all the time. Actually, they're
new
invisible.
Class, who it is.
They're just in the air around me now.
Yeah, you just exude spores.
Yep.
Congratulations, you're an orc. Not like a D&D orc, like a 40k orc.
Anyways,
woo.
So eventually, everyone gets their long rest in. So Ithram and Ariel, you can recover your things as well. And it continues to rain. Everyone give me perception checks.
Okay.
First I have to do
8.
Why do I keep closing D&D Beyond? That's where all of my numbers are.
16. See, I looked at yours for a second and thought it was mine. 10.
Aaron, the answer is habit. Because I've been doing that a lot too. 21. Apparently, I'm not rolling below a 10 until it's important to save my life for one of the other PCs. So
Jeremy,
this
you
could
should
be
go play
important.
some blackjack.
no, that's not
when
how
it'll
that
turn.
works.
Yeah, that's when it turns. So let's see. Titania, Ariel, and Ithram. You are so at various points throughout over the course of the next day, you're keeping an eye out, keeping an ear out, sort of keeping your senses open and aware. And you notice more activity on the other side of the light wall from where you're at. It hasn't begun coming to the other side of it yet, but there's definitely something building up and preparing on the other side of the light wall.
Things happening over there.
Is there any immediate quick vantage point I would be able to get to get a better look at that?
Up on top of the tower?
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm immediately, yep.
Get up to the top and taking a look.
What's the minimum range on those auto turrets?
It's like just 50 feet inside the light wall. Or sorry, minimum range?
Yeah, minimum range.
Minimum range, 50 feet from inside their range.
Okay, so their inside range is 50 feet.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
that's really 50 feet out.
Once you're 45 feet away from them, they can't hit you anymore.
How good's their downward arc?
I did not calculate that.
What I'm saying is, if we put them on top of the tower, would they be more able to fire on things that are right at the walls?
Just outside them, yeah. They wouldn't be able to hit anything inside the courtyard.
Yeah, but like if we put them on top of the tower, they can fire at things that are closer to the walls.
That's where one of them's at. But they would also not be able to hit things as far out. I think that's why Geralt put one up at one on top and one left one at the gate.
Yeah.
Well, we can't exactly ask Jack because he's not there right now.
Yeah, no,
he did do that. Like
Yeah,
he put one.
Yeah,
He put one on the wall.
basically, we've got
That is precisely what I did for that
closer
exact
and one
reason. Yes.
further out.
Okay.
Yeah.
So he left one there. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, one is at the gates right now, and the other one is on the top of the tower overlooking the gates.
So like the one on top of the tower won't be able to shoot as far as the one on the gates, but it will be able to hit things that are right outside the wall. But neither of them can obviously hit things that are in the courtyard.
Yeah.
Right. Ariel, from your increased advantage, increased vantage points, you sort of looking through, and it looks like the trees on the other side of the sort of dead and rotten trees that are in the Shadowfront have uprooted.
Themselves?
Potentially? It's hard to
I don't see anybody there who just ripped them out.
It's hard to tell through the light wall, but it's definitely the trees are the things that you are seeing moving.
Whether they're being carried or just walking.
Yeah, whether they're walking on their own or being carried by other things it's impossible to tell through the light wall. But that's definitely the thing you saw moving was the trees.
Just a question.
Possible answer.
Do we know if the local flora have been able to make themselves ambulatory?
I didn't see
anyone
anything.
who wants can make a nature check.
Sure, we'll make a check.
God damn, I cannot roll this session for some reason.
Ooh, I
Well,
got
they can I.
17. Unexpectedly smart barbarian.
Ithram. I'm just waiting to see if anyone else is going to roll that nature check.
I mean, I'm asking the question, so I'm assuming I auto fail.
Ithram, you are the only one that knows that yes, there are treants in what was the Uncharted Frontier.
Yeah, there were 3 ants in the frontier before. Why do you ask? Do you see?
There are trees walking on the other side of the light.
Well, I guess that sounds like Ithram, get your fire spells ready.
Currently all I have right now anyways. But if they have been affected the same way as the other creatures. I'm not sure how particularly effective they will be, but one can hope.
Okay.
But yes,
Well, how fast can
Triads.
they be? They're just trees.
They're large trees that smash things they do not like.
Can
Okay.
confirm.
Hmm?
They are can confirm they are very large.
And as you say, very large, Ariel, you see a tree step through the light wall.
Oh fuck me.
And it's carrying something. It's carrying another.
Please hold.
It's carrying another tree. This one seems to have been sharpened.
The treants are carrying tree spears.
And it's lobbing the tree.
Evasive maneuvers. The trees are throwing. The trees are throwing their sharpened dead at us.
Ariel, make me a dexterity save as you don't get hit by it, but as a large tree hits the side of the tower.
Yep. See, there's the lower roll.
So, shortly after that warning, you all feel the tower shake as something
Whoa.
impacts it from the south, and Ariel, you start to fall. Go ahead and give me another dexterity save to see if you can catch yourself.
I'm going to predict no, but let's see.
Do you
I mean,
have
that's not
inspiration?
terrible.
So as you drop, you scramble and just jam one arm into an arrow slit, which hurts,
Oh, that's a break.
but you don't fall the further, 50 feet some odd. 50 some odd feet.
Gotta move over to be under so she can get. Yeah.
Good
You
news.
take 7 points of damage as you catch yourself
Okay.
in the arrow slit.
Good news, I did not splat on the ground. Bad news, I think I just tore every ligament in my arm.
That doesn't sound good.
Geralt is heading to the south.
After a few moments, there is an arm from inside the window slit trying to grab you and pull you through.
Ow, 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 ow.
Yeah, I know it's
Ow.
gonna hurt, but it's either that or drop. You
I
hear,
understand.
you hear
I'm just
Deirdre
saying,
calling
fucking ow.
as you are pulled in through the arrow slit.
Arrow slits are relatively narrow windows, so you have to turn sideways.
Oh yeah, no,
get your shoulders in vertically.
there is quite a bit of jostling to get Ariel through it because it's not meant for people to go through, but it is wide enough to get Ariel through.
You turn vertical so you can put the shoulders in as a line.
Yeah. So it's like
Getting the skull through is the hardest part.
yeah. But
Your face goes like a cat and just.
Deirdre
You're thinking
manages
of the
to-
first X-Men movie.
Deirdre manages to pull Ariel into the tower, so Ariel does not fall. Geralt, you head to the south?
Yep.
Wall or interior of tower?
South wall,
Cool. Are you
just on the battlements there.
Are you just gonna walk it
Staying
up?
low.
Staying low.
He
Okay,
is
good.
staying low.
Make a
Staying
dexterity-
low on approach.
Make a dexterity save with advantage then,
Okay.
as
Since-
another tree comes flying over the battlements.
Well, since
God
Valak-
damn it.
Oh.
So,
11.
Well,
Well, it didn't work well. That didn't work well for me, so.
what were you saying, William?
I said since Valdez is already on the ramparts, I think he just kind of moves to that southern corner right there that he was next to.
Cool. So you take 15 points of damage, Geralt, as
Cool.
as a tree clips you, going past. So now you can see there are about 4 treants just outside the wall, and it
Okay.
seems that they are pulling lumber from the other side of it and lobbing it at the bastion.
We're going to have to go out to kill those. Because they're just going to keep throwing trees at us.
Oh no! Outside the walls! No!
The fact that we are not exactly
Tanya.
prepared for any sort of anti-siege tactics might be our greatest weakness at this point.
We don't have fucking siege engines.
What do we do?
We've got a pair of auto turrets. Unless you want to set those up in the field and let them blink away.
GM,
I
Yes.
really appreciate that.
is
you
the
said
auto
them all.
turret ammo something that could be set on fire?
No, they fire rounds of force, magical
Okay.
rounds of magical bolts of force. They don't actually fire physical ammunition.
Based on what I'm seeing, these things can stay outside of turret range and just keep chucking shit at the bastion, right?
Yep.
So tactically, if we're going to stop them, we need to go out and meet them.
You can either go out and meet them, or you can hunker down where they can't hit you, but they will continue to hit the bastion.
Right.
Well, if we
Hey-
do that, eventually they'll run out of corpses of their own to throw at us, and they will eventually start throwing each other alive in, and then we can fight them in here.
Problem
From a
is, that's the Untamed
mechanical-
Wildlands.
From a
Hey-
mechanical perspective, I got hit by them once, and I have 1 hit point now. Geralt is heading
Oh.
back inside.
Do you need healing?
Hey, John.
Geralt is
Do-
basically blood on one
Right.
side and bruise on the entire other
Yep.
side. So
Okay.
you can draw your
yeah,
own conclusions from that.
Yes,
I'll
Nikki.
do that.
How can I make flaming arrows? Very rudimentary flaming arrows.
Yeah.
Yeah, 10 hit points.
Yes, you can.
Thank you.
I have alchemist supplies.
You can make better than rudimentary flaming arrows with alchemist supplies.
Cool. How many can I make right now?
Give me a alchemist roll, an alchemist tool or alchemist supplies roll with your intelligence.
Okay, then I'm just gonna use my Arcana roll because that's the equivalent.
John, can I make
Nah.
a dubious knowledge rolls
what?
on ways to counteract treants?
Sure, give me a nature check.
I'm gonna use my inspiration.
Go ahead and so you get to roll that with advantage. So roll another one, Skuz.
15.
15. You make a bundle of 20.
Hell yeah.
These are alchemist fire arrows,
Woo!
which means that they're arrows that when they hit do the damage of an alchemist fire. Basically, they do alchemist fire damage rather than an arrow's damage.
That's a 21.
21.
But even if I fail, I get information. It
yeah.
just might not be accurate.
Fire's definitely
Ways to deal with them in this situation, I should specify.
Yeah, fire is definitely a good alternative. If it might not do as, especially like alchemist fire, like what Skuz is making, it might not do as much damage as it would to a living or normal treant. But alchemist fire will stay there presumably and continue to burn. Other ways to deal with them that might be efficient to your thinking. The things that are doing the most damage right now are the trees that they're lobbing. So you don't know how much damage they would actually do in a normal fight, though you assume quite a lot. Some sort of stealth retaliation where if somebody could get out there quietly and unseen and potentially rig some sort of sabotage to the trees themselves, whether that be just setting the ground around, like taking a bunch of oil out there and setting the field on fire right around them so that they can't very easily maneuver or see anything that would interfere with their aiming. The trick is whatever it is going to have to be something that won't get put out by water because it is still raining.
Mm-hmm.
But the things that immediately come to mind for you are hitting them with alchemist fire from a distance, because alchemist fire isn't put out by water, or at least not easily put out by water. If you submerge yourself in a lake, it'll go out, but
Yeah.
The rain won't do it, or doing something to obscure their vision.
Skuz runs up to you and is like, "I've got these."
What? How far past the light wall are these treants sitting?
They are just outside of it, so they're about 300 feet out.
Isram, how good is your fire magic against rain?
I've never fought rain. it does well in water. It still works. Probably won't ignite anything unless it's fairly susceptible already, especially in the rain. But
What's
We
the
should burn their. We
It's
should
got
get
quite
out
a
there
bit
and
of
burn their
range.
ammunition while drawing their attention with alchemist fire.
According to James Taylor, they can coexist.
Yes,
what
they can.
what does the topography look like between us and the wall?
Mostly flat plain.
Okay.
Like some variations as plains typically are not perfectly flat, but it's mostly
Do they
just
s-
open and flat.
And yeah, Carolina knows nothing of social cues, so without waiting for confirmation of the plan, grabs Ithram's hand and starts heading to go do that.
Wait, take me with you. I'm
Perhaps
small
we-
and fast and unseen.
Or you keep your heads down, whatever it is you're doing.
What's happening?
All right.
Apparently, we're
You help Ithram get over there.
Okay. Just and Scuzz just like puts these down. He's like, these are arrows that'll make them burn really good, and the rain won't put them
I
out.
hand them to the archer.
Yeah, I don't.
Thank you.
So as John said, there's 20 of them. They do the D4
Right.
alchemist fire and all that good stuff instead of the.
I look at Titania. Something fire burn tree burn something.
Okay.
Right. Well, that's gonna at least be.
We're going to burn their ammunition with the magical fire. But to get in range to do that, we're going to draw their attention with alchemist fire arrows, because alchemist fire arrows should continually light them even in the rain and even with their unusual properties.
Those all seem
Okay.
fair.
Scuzz touches your knee, Ariel, and goes, "I believe in you. Let's go through him."
Right.
Wait, let's go. Wait until Scuzz is a little bit off and go. Damn it! I like these pants too.
His hand was clean.
It's wet outside.
He was working with alchemist fire. His hands are clean.
Yes, that's absolutely fair.
And now you have to burn them.
Yes.
Because a goblin touched you. Perfect. No.
I mean, little bit.
No, perfect. I love it. Very good.
Valdeth looks
Will
over.
not recede.
It's raining.
Valdeth looks over at Ariel. If you'd like, I'm going to go set out a second distraction. I'm going to take this turret over here that can't actually reach them, and I'm going to walk while they're trying to sneak up. I'm going to walk about 100 feet down the field and set it up so it can start actually shooting at them.
Right. You're okay.
I'm going.
Are
to
you
set up-
saying I should go with you
No, I'm saying that if you want to start taking pot shots from out here,
so that they don't see you and then quickly crush you as you're trying to drag the turret?
I mean, right now, I'm hoping that the group that's deciding they're going to try and sneak up without, like,
Are not going to be sneaky.
yeah, I'm hoping that their organization is going to either I'm going to be the distraction for them, or they're going to be the distraction for me.
Lady Titania, do
We'll
you
all
happen to
distract
have
them.
any noisy, distracting, or illusionary magic you can use without consuming too many resources?
I mean, I can do another
Fearcraft.
one of those boom, thunder wave, but they're too far away. Or
If
I
we
get-
need something loud, I'll make a run for it.
oh wait! I can do a fog cloud.
And as if to punctuate this point, another tree hits the tower.
Yeah,
Sure.
actually, yeah. So I will, because I don't have any spell slots left, I'll do ethereal casting to cast fog cloud.
Oh no, you had a. Oh, did you spend all your spell slots in the fight?
Yes.
Ah, okay.
Yeah.
All right. So ethereal
Pretty much
casting.
been a lot of
Immediately, I
things.
remember
Sure.
right.
I'm
Here's the
just going to point out that when you weren't trying to attract their attention, you nearly became a smear from one tree. Maybe
Mm.
you are not the best distractionary choice.
Yeah, I can make a big fog cloud, and then they can't.
Right.
Then they'll have trouble hitting us with those things.
That would
That
be
would be
good.
good.
Go start doing that.
Okay.
What level is fog cloud?
First level.
All right, so you're gonna roll your hit dice +1.
Okay.
Holy god, first level spells.
Yeah, that's all I have.
Downside,
What's my...
it is also going to be harder for me to hit, but I accept that because
Okay,
I'm
then
that.
go shoot
No.
your first arrows.
I was still talking. I accept that because I'm that fucking good.
All right. It's a D8. I'm
You're
just gonna do it from this sheet.
you're exceptional at delaying, yes.
So 5 hit points of damage.
Except for shooting.
So 5.
you
And
actually, rolled your hit die +1, so that's
Oh, I did?
Leadership,
Oh, it's
barbarian
4.
style.
Yep.
Yell at
Cool.
people to do things and don't care.
Okay.
You lose 4 hit points.
Yep.
And
And cast fog cloud. So.
gain a level of exhaustion and cast fog cloud.
Oh, I gain a level of exhaustion too? That's
Yes.
good.
Mhm.
Okay.
Mhm,
Yeah.
mhm.
Where's that on these sheets?
It's underneath your hit points under conditions. If you click on conditions on D&D Beyond, it'll at the bottom you can toggle level
I
1.
see it.
And the little
Okay.
chevron underneath exhaustion, you can click to see
Got
a
it.
detailed list of what the levels do.
Cool. Thank you.
So you
When
get
it
up.
tells you in chat. That's cool.
So you get up on the you get up towards the wall, and you sort of reach in to those tapped reserves of ether that are within you to try to pull out another spell, and you sort of feel this. You know that thing when you're. I don't know how many of you regularly or ever get lightheaded from low blood pressure, but you know that thing where your eyes
Yep.
start to sparkle in, and you sort of get that
Head rush.
static fuzz.
Tunnel vision.
You get,
Yeah.
you get the static fuzz on your vision. Yeah,
Yep.
you get that as you reach into
Whoa.
yourself and pull out another spell, using your own life force to using your life force to charge the spell and cast fog cloud.
You're talking about the sensation where your vision like partially goes black in spots for a second.
Where
That's a head
you-
rush.
No. I'm talking about where you start to get static in from the edges, and then it
Yep.
very rapidly comes down, and then after the static is where it starts to go dark.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
not fun.
It's not.
Anyway.
That's not a head. That's being lightheaded. That's being low blood pressure. That happens to me whenever
Okay.
whenever my blood pressure is low.
There you go. You can if you want to duck outside of the Ariel, if you want to duck outside of the fog cloud, it's not that big. So
So I'm assuming you're sort of centering it on like the southern wall, so it's a
yeah,
big, so it's a
basically
big
centering it,
spherical
yeah, where they're
obstacle.
coming from.
Yeah. So yeah, this large fog cloud just blossoms into appearance above the southern wall. The trees continue to come, but they hit less often now as they just fly past the tower.
Yay. Okay.
With two groups heading out, Valdez is heading not all the way to the trees, but to within range for this auto turret to set up. As he takes the auto turret off of the
And
the
Ithram and
ramparts
Scuzz are
takes it.
also sneaking out.
Yes.
Right, so all three of you can give me stealth checks.
Circling around the north side.
Right.
So as to
So you're gonna go
Draw the
around the
least
north
amount.
side and come around. Okay, I see.
yeah, to draw the least amount of attention for as long as possible.
Got it. Yes. So stealth checks from Scuzz, Ithram, and Valdeth.
I believe in you, Ithram.
Are any
Not
of them at
awful.
advantage because of fog cloud?
The fog cloud is only a 20-foot sphere.
Ah, okay. Fair enough.
Is the grass tall?
No.
Damn.
Would any of you have inspiration that you'd like to use?
I mean, we have it. No matter whether we want to use it for this stealth
Yeah,
check.
I do.
I don't have any.
No, I probably wouldn't say anything.
All right. So, you stealth out. Ariel, you firing some arrows?
Yep.
Go ahead and give me your attack with disadvantage because they're definitely outside your short range. Do you have any inspiration you'd like to use on this?
Not that I know of.
All right.
Didn't you hand everyone an inspiration last session, or was it just a couple people?
I got
Just a
one
couple
from
people.
first session. I
it was
don't
only
know
a
about
couple people. It
second.
wasn't everyone.
See, yep. See, I'm trying to do damage. I'm trying to do something material, and that's where it
You
happens.
fire.
I mean, you're lighting the field on
Yeah,
fire.
you fire. The arrow
That's true.
goes off.
That's
hits
true.
the ground
Even
short.
if I miss, I am starting a brush fire.
Yeah.
It's going to be a problem.
You are contributing
hits
still,
the
yep.
ground short of them, and the grass catches fire. And it's alchemist fire, so it continues to catch fire. So you have a little spot of spreading fire right in front of them right now.
Would the arrow
John.
catching fire somewhere give those of us outside of the wall advantage?
I'll say yes.
Hell yeah.
I'll say the fire is slightly distracting to creatures who, while not necessarily made of trees anymore, were made of trees when they were alive.
For future arrows, could I potentially take the aid action to help out Ariel as an extra set of eyes?
As a spotter.
The issue that's happening here is less about eyes and more about distance. Unless you have something that would help with the distance the arrow has to go, you wouldn't be able to aid in the shot.
Okay.
So Ithram, you and I get to roll that again.
Okay.
Oh yeah.
And,
Oh, hey.
and
yeah.
Valdeth does too.
Yeah, I'll see if I can do better.
And
than
Valdeth,
that.
yeah.
Ha! I
Nice.
can.
All right. The field being lit on fire, plus the fog cloud, and the fact that there is now opposition to their siege tower esque activities, means that the three of you managed to get into your various positions without too much difficulty, or without them turning to smear you with trees.
Shit, not being a smear.
I would rather not be a very small smear. Okay.
To the forest behind them.
We have to get up real close behind them.
No,
what
not
you- what
close. We get close to trees behind them, light trees on fire, run like shit. Run.
Okie dokie.
No, I think you had it right. Run like shit. Yeah, no, you got it.
Yeah.
That's definitely a hobgoblin saying. Run
Yeah.
like shit.
Absolutely.
They
Okay.
call it the runs for a reason.
I will help you set that on fire. Yeah.
So you guys are heading behind them.
Mm-hmm.
The forest behind them.
So you'll be
where they're
crossing.
grabbing the
So
trees.
you'll be crossing the light wall.
Is that where their nearest source of?
That's where the trees are
Ammunition
coming
is?
from. Yep.
Yeah,
All right.
Oh, I thought you had a ranged spell. Sorry.
and not very far, but I don't know how far away from the tree line that they are.
Valdeth, you set down the force ballista, unlock it, and it immediately begins to fire.
Valdeth will move back to the gate because they're going to start throwing trees at that. And either they're not going to hit it or they are, but he's going to not be there either way.
Valdeth starts short leg running. Ithram and Skuz,
Yes.
you headed outside. Errol, you want to make another shot while they're sneaking?
Yep.
Ariel is doing such a good job.
Hey!
That's good. That's good.
21 hits as you adjust your aim from
And
the last
a
one,
D4 of the fire. So yeah.
and the arrow lands on one of the treants, and it catches fire. It just goes up, because alchemist fire is really good at lighting things on fire. What are the treants?
Is anybody in this party that knows about fire? Right now, level 2.
Skuz and Ithram, you cross the light wall. You had
I'm holding
seen-
Ithram's hand. This is important.
There's like this sort of warmth and like almost comforting like wave of heat that comes off the wall as you pass through it. And once you're on the other side, that feeling is immediately replaced with cold. And not just cold from the rain, because you notice it's not raining on this side of the wall. It's this cold of void, of nothing, of stillness.
I don't like it.
It's
I don't like it.
quiet. Like, even though there are trees not very far away from you, lobbing trees, it's quiet on this side of the wall. and nothing is moving unless it is specifically moving like those treants are. It is eerie. But you move across the deadened, blackened earth and sand-like grass that you are stepping through that just sort of dissolves as you walk across it, leaving very clear footprint trails as you walk through it.
We should not be here long.
I'm so sorry, my hands are sweaty. No, we need to
How
go.
much do you weigh?
Like 60 pounds.
Goblin
maybe.
is small.
Goblin is small.
Okay. I will. Evie's fine.
Oh no! I can be really fast because as a rogue, I have my cutting action, which means I can use my bonus action to dash. So I can be
Leave me in the
fast.
dust.
Yeah, I will leave you if need be. He won't.
Also, you can just dash basically as a goblin too. So
Mhm.
Yes, I can. Just as like, well, that's also a bonus action. So
yeah,
anyway,
like you've got
Let's
bonus
stick to the
action dash
trees.
for days.
yeah,
You've
pretty much.
got bonus action dash.
My big
today.
old feet can carry me real fast. She's like, no, don't worry. I'm not worried about you leaving me. I don't want to leave you, but you need to set things on fire. So
I do.
So you circle around.
set things on fire.
You circle around to the back of where the treants are, and you sort of see the supply chain that they have going on. There are smaller treants, or tree-like entities, that are harvesting trees, dead trees from the Shadowfront, and like they're basically moving over to a tree, knocking it down with their hands, shaping the tips into spear points, and then sliding them over towards the treants who are throwing them.
Do I recognize what kind of creatures these are?
Give me a nature check.
The upside, it's not raining on this side, so everything's dry and easily flammable.
21. I think that's the same check I got to recognize.
These
that
are
treants.
yeah, it is. These are what's the word? They're not. They are similar to treants in that they are like nature elemental kind of things.
They're treekin.
Yeah, they are. But they are. I can't think of the name right off the top of my head. But the magic term is sapperling. They are basically like animated. Small animated trees and bushes.
I mean, they might be blights.
Just imagining a shrubbery. Just
You're looking for a D&D creature.
An awakened shrubbery.
that's bad. That whole Monty Python skit has a whole nother meaning now.
This is what happens. When
Yeah. They're
release-
like twig blights.
Okay. How dense is once we get near the tree line? How dense is it? Is the
Pretty
actual
dense. Pretty dense.
Okay.
The even though it all looks like it's dead now, the frontier was the most one of the most hostile places to live, but also there's a reason why it was uncharted. It's just hard to get through because the forests are so dense. They're not going to run out of ammunition anytime soon. Is what you're looking at.
Yeah. No. I just wanted to see. I was wondering how effective. Perhaps. Do you have any oil left?
I mean, would I have used all of my alchemist kit to make those 20 arrows?
That would have been the amount of supplies you had on hand there. If you have like separate alchemist fire or anything like that, that is separate from your kit. But
no, because I have I've got an adventurer's kit. There's bound to be a lantern in there with oil in it.
Yeah, you've got like a lantern, or you've got like regular torches or things, and that has oil on the rags already. So you've got oil. It's just not alchemist fire.
Okay.
Toss if you can toss a bit of oil a bit farther in. I can get a wide area with fire to get something started, and then we can.
Do we want it to be further into the operations, or do we want it to be here in where the factory meets the mainline guys?
How far away is the?
Like literally, I'm imagining like that point where like they've made the tips and then the ones throwing them are grabbing them. Where is that point?
Yeah.
So it's about 20 feet from the wall to the forest. And so the twig blights in the forest are bringing down the trees, shaping them, and then sliding them the 20 feet over to where the treants are at the wall.
Okay.
And they're sort of reaching back through the light wall to grab and then launching.
Cool. Do we want it to be that 20-foot point, or do we want it to be further?
If we can get a little bit closer, I might be able to light the twig blights. And then we can run.
I would prefer to be closer to the wall so that we can get past it before somebody notices us.
I would too.
So let's do the 20-foot point.
Yeah. I want to try to get within 15 feet of the twig blights and all that.
Sure, give me another stealth check.
You also got
Would that-
tinder boxes to just set trees on fire.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but
This is also
that's
true.
not oil. That's the
But I think Scuzz takes both of those, the like tinderbox and the oil. And he is going to actually get real, man. I want to be an arcane trickster now. Just like, damn.
you haven't hit level 3 yet.
No, I have not. So yeah, Scuzz is actually gonna run up to the tree line and begin putting down the oil. He's not gonna light it yet, but he is going to go up to that point, and so past Ithram to the tree line and start planting.
So you
the
start
oil.
putting oil down. Ithram, as you maneuver closer and sort of get ready, a couple of the twig blights that are pulling trees turn and look like dead eyes at you.
Are they anywhere near the pile of logs that they are?
They're holding one right now, so yeah.
Okay. I just hold out my hand like, don't, and then just from the one that's out, just burning hands.
All right, go ahead and roll damage.
They need to make a dex
No.
save.
No.
For 16 damage. I don't know why I did it twice.
They rolled 11.
So there's actually 15 damage.
15 damage. The first
and
one. Yeah, they're just smoke at this point.
By
As
the way,
you-
John, were we supposed to see that roll?
Yeah, no, I did it outside so you
Oh,
guys could
okay.
see it intentionally.
Should I roll stealth for what I'm doing, or
You did roll, didn't you?
I did
Oh
not.
no, sorry. Ithram rolled an 11. That's right. That was 2 Ithram rolled. Yeah,
that's
roll
why.
stealth
Yep,
for
that's
you
why I got
as well.
spotted.
18.
Scuzz did not get spotted. Ithram did.
No. So
So
Has any of the surrounding brush
you're,
caught
you're
fire?
setting oil, and then all of a sudden, off to your right, there's just fire. As you look over, and yeah, no, the trees that they have been pulling down, and them themselves, and now a little bit of those trees right there that they were harvesting from, are now on fire. Just from the burning hands.
This was very effective.
You hear the scrambling of more twig blights coming out of the forest.
I start as soon as I got spotted. I start looking for Scuzz.
You don't
Scuzz.
see him.
Yeah, no, I don't. I start heading back towards the tree line. Scuzz, and I'm just gonna start throwing fire bolts into the shrubbery and stuff.
Just hitting thing after thing after thing. As you're doing this, there's a commotion now beginning to rise. This utterly soundless scape is suddenly erupting with noise as these twig blights are making some sort of, like, it sounds kind of like, it sounds like trees falling over is like, but as a conversational language. It's just the sound of wood cracking and creaking and yeah. And you see that one of the tree ants on the line turns and peeks its head back through the wall.
Scuzz pops out of the fire, literally just like runs through. He's like, okay, let's go.
Yep.
You two begin bolting back out the wall, out through the line. The rest of you on the other side see. So the tree ants have been sort of very slowly catching fire and have mostly been ignoring it as they continue to lob the logs. But at some point, something catches one of their attentions and it turns and looks back through the wall. And moments after it does this, you see Scuzz and Ithram just fucking bolting.
Scuzz quite a bit farther ahead, probably.
He tries not to lose you. He super duper does not want to lose you.
So,
So at a normal pace, he will go, and he is like goblin eyes wide open, just making sure that if something is running after you guys or a tree is being lobbed at you, he can
Need
alert you.
both of you to
He is
make
on
dexterity
full
saving.
alert.
Need both of you to make dexterity saving throws.
And as we see the conflagration sort of happening.
Oh no!
Ooh.
Oh no!
For a second, I thought that 20 was mine, and I was like, cool. Nope.
Nope.
Nope. I got a 7.
Can I did intentionally say Scuzz was trying to pay attention. Can I take disadvantage to make sure Ithram does not get hit?
Sure.
Cool.
Roll again at disadvantage.
Oh, I'm so looking forward to you rolling another 20.
Yep.
Boy. Where? No. Move. Damn it. Type of roll. Roll with disadvantage. I did it. Okay. Here we go. That's a natural one. It was another 20. It was. There it is. And then a 1.
I'm gonna roll the damage publicly.
That's
I was gonna say,
perfect.
that's
Oh,
still
boy.
not necessarily good.
Oh boy.
So, Scuzz, you take 13 damage as a tree slams into where would have been Ithram, but you like sort of shove Ithram out of the way and just.
It's because immediately pops back up and is like, I'm okay. I have 5 hit points left.
That's fine. That would have knocked me out.
And you,
That I figured. Let's go.
the two
Yep.
of you, continue bolting towards the tower.
Yeah, zigzag.
Yeah.
After a
And
few moments, the
Serpentine.
rest of the treants turn and step back to the other side of the light wall. It seems like they are dealing with the fact that the forest behind them is now on fire.
This entire time, there's been that steady thump, thump, thump from the.
Oh yeah, no,
from
the turret's still going. A couple of trees have hit it, but it's still firing. Just,
I don't want to wait out here. Can't do anything from way back here.
Scuzz and Ithram do manage to get back to the tower.
Oh, you're back.
Guz is like moving in circles. He's like, if I stop moving, it hurts.
Need healing.
Just running around in
Yes,
circles.
please. Yes,
Okay.
ma'am.
I try and do ethereal casting
No,
again.
no.
Yeah.
Guz does not know that you're doing that to yourself.
yeah.
He has no idea.
Yep.
Jack, did you hand me a healing potion or something
I did.
first episode?
Yep.
I believe you still have it, yes.
Gently shove aside Lady Titania, 44th princess of our kingdom, and
47.
hand the goblin a healing potion.
His
I think I got that number wrong, but I don't care.
It's 2d4 plus 2.
Ready.
Titania, hold off on crazy burnout for now.
Yay! Oh, plus
44,
Get 10 hit
44,
points.
47. The point is pushing to doesn't need to be pushed any closer to 50.
You know what? We could. So I can't do anything from back here. I can. What are we gonna do
Look.
now? It's on fire.
It's on fire, so that's gonna distract them for a bit.
Okay.
And in the meantime, we are here to waste as much of their time as possible. We've succeeded at that. All right. The tactics here are not for us to go and kill everything on the other side of the light wall. The idea here is that hopefully by the time the rest of the army gets here, there's more standing than a pile of rubble. We're doing pretty well. But us going out there and getting ourselves killed is not what we're here for.
Yeah, it's taken a bit of a downward turn over the last few minutes.
Speaking of being able to make sure that there's still a tower standing, Titania, you need to get some rest and replenish those magic reserves.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yes, ma'am. You need to sleep.
I've still
Okay.
got 2 strong bullets in my gun. So I'll be standing out here keeping an eye on things. Although this bloody rain doesn't make it much easier to see shit.
Valdeth is watching for when the turret stops shooting. Because when it stops, then he's going to go and retrieve it.
Takes a few minutes, but eventually it stops shooting.
Oh,
Valdeth, before you go do that, I mean, since it's out there, that's our early warning system.
I don't know if I want to leave it there
Not
to get
wrong.
destroyed, though.
that's my question. Is it stopping shooting because nothing's coming through, or because it has been destroyed?
Can we see that from here?
Get up
I'll
on,
climb back up onto the roof.
yeah, you get up on the wall. It does not seem like it's been destroyed. It is still turning and looking for targets.
It's functional.
Oh, thank God.
There's a possibly more concerning matter. There were a retinue of lights shaping their ammunition. This was a
They were working together.
yeah.
Like-
They were showing.
Would any of you be on the first floor of the tower right now?
Yeah,
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think so.
Who?
Geralt.
Geralt? While you're still feel free to keep talking, but while you're talking, a hand comes over. A hand holding two hands holding a box reaches out towards you, Geralt, from Zaki.
I was gonna say, open the box.
Inside,
What we got is it?
inside, you see rounds shaped for your pistol that have arcane markings on them.
Can I see? Do I know what they do?
Give me an Arcana check.
But they were showing a.
No, I don't know why that rolled advantage. 12.
You don't know what they do, but it is high level. But it is like higher level magic than you can access at the moment, and it definitely
Okay.
would go off when you hit them. He looks over at you.
Okay.
These will be effective against treants.
Ooh. Can
All
I
right.
roll an
Rounds are
Arcana
there?
check?
How many are in there?
10 rounds.
10 rounds. He will load up 4 of those right off the bat.
10 magic bullets.
Velda, I appreciate that you want to rescue the turret, but the turret can be reconstructed in a certain amount of time. It takes a lot longer to construct another version of you at your age and training level.
My point there is it's not shooting right now, which is why I was going to go out and retrieve it, because there's nothing for it to shoot at right now, which means it's safe to go get it.
That's very.
Does it matter?
You hear it begin to fire again.
Nope, never.
Are
Opportunity
they
is
coming
best.
back?
They
That's
were-
Aaron.
why I left it out there, so it would hit things when it started again. Ghost looks out the window.
A number less than there were previously, but the treants seem to have returned.
Miss
Ariel
Do they seem to be
silently.
throwing things still, or do they seem to be coming?
They are preparing to throw things.
Ariel silently, without saying anything, just thanks whatever that she doesn't have to try and argue up the chain of command at this particular moment, because yeah,
Scuzz will come
Tucks
to you.
back
Miss Ariel.
in.
Oh. Do what you're gonna say, Ariel. I'm sorry. Miss Ariel, can I have those arrows back? Unless you wanted to keep using them.
fine. Yep.
Okay. And Scuzz will take the arrows and go set up somewhere.
Zaki sort of looks over at Geralt. You probably need this too. And he just shoves a potion into your mouth and tips it back without asking. Just chunk, chunk.
Right. Does he waterbard me a healing potion or something? Or is that a different type of potion?
You regain 13 hit points.
Hey,
Holy shit.
we're
His
back on top.
Tink, flunk.
Artificers are great.
And he goes back to maintaining the light emitter.
All right. Well, Valdef, if they're getting prepped for more of the assault, are we gonna wait and see if they try and come closer, or are we gonna go out and meet them again?
The problem is those are very hard to get out of the way of when they start throwing, and there's not enough cover to really close for a proper fight. Is that fire still going?
Yeah. The grass is still on fire. The treant that was on fire isn't there anymore. But the others are, and they have begun throwing again.
So we're down to
Ooh.
3 treants.
All right.
Yeah.
What about
There are 3
this
trees
plan?
left.
We got some of those alchemist fires left. Can Scuzz and Ariel go out and tag a decent smoke screen across the ground? Don't worry about trying to hit the treants quite as much as just laying up a smoke wall.
Sure.
Make them get close enough that we can, if they want to be able to see, make them get close enough that we can answer back from behind cover.
Yeah, forcing them to close is definitely our best option.
I can maybe set fires too.
You
He set
are
fire to the
supposed
rain?
be rested.
Yeah, but they're coming.
I'll-
Druidcraft lets me instantly light a small campfire.
Yes, it does. It's raining heavily outside.
Okay,
Campfire
that's
would just
not
go out.
all right. Okay, never mind.
The only thing that's staying lit out there is alchemist fire.
Okay, I getcha.
How hard's that shot for you two?
I can make it. I can probably run.
To hit the ground, you
If I-
don't even need to roll.
Yeah.
You just-
Yeah.
Let
Are
gravity
you-
do work.
Veldith, are you asking me if I can fire an arrow and have it hit literally anything?
I'm asking if you can have it hit a specific point that's in front of the enemy rather than too short or too far.
I believe they call that archery.
Yes. I'm asking you how hard that shot is.
It's pretty simple. She'll be fine.
And take your shots.
Scuzz will pass you 10, and he will keep the 8.
Right.
A direct answer makes this go much faster.
You begin firing, presumably.
But there's no style in that.
So long as you're just trying to like hit the ground and
Yeah.
like
You wanna
cause a
make a
smoke
cool
screen,
shape?
you don't need to roll. You can you just fire. Do you fire it in a cool shape, Scuzz?
No, he has areas like. I mean, if you want to be stylistic, we could cool. Like you do a cool shape.
Do it. Do like a.
And not the
wave.
style I was talking about in that instance, but you know,
He's
Let's
just grinning.
let's just free fire and see what shape comes up.
Okie dokie.
Roll me a D100.
Yeah.
All answers on this D100 are
45.
Yeah, that's it. The fire comes up happening to look like a dick.
That only would have happened on a roll of a 69.
Yeah, that's a 69. On a 45, weirdly, it looks kind of like the Steel Hearts logo.
Whoa, nice.
You're not certain how you did it, but the field is currently on fire in the logo of your Griffin company.
Heart with 3 swords.
We're the daredevil of griff groups.
Good job, Matthew.
That looks
Or
awesome.
Damn it, now I have to turn my hat inside out.
to be fair, or the Crow, or
Yes.
Batman.
Yeah.
That one too.
Yeah,
Scuzz
but
holds up his hand for a high
specifically it's
five.
on fire.
Yes.
So yes.
Scuzz holds up his hand for a high five. Do
Mm,
you give him a high five?
oh, fine. I can wash my hands.
Topically, just
Doesn't say that, but
No.
that was internal thought process.
just sing happy birthday while you're washing your hands. And when
Yes.
you're done, you're
Exactly.
fine.
I set fire to the rain. Watch it burn as I wash my hands.
Once the
Wow.
smoke
Your
wall is rising, Geralt is gonna ask Valdeth, you want me to stay from behind cover on the walls and shoot from there once they close, or should I set up a bit of a flank and try and divide their attention?
You can't take a tree to the face.
I've taken one tree to the face just fine.
You look like a painting, and not like a good painting, like an impressionist painting.
Like a Jackson Pollock painting.
Who's Jackson Pollock?
He's a gnome.
guy.
I like describing injuries as styles of paintings. You look
Right.
like an impression. You look like a cubist painting, my friend.
You're
You're pushing a little bit Monet for my comfort.
You got-
Your eye is down here.
You got hit so hard you look like a dolly.
Ow. All right. So Geralt will post up on the wall and definitely be behind cover and occasionally poking his head over, but staying in as close to total cover as is possible.
Are you
which I
holding
think
an
is
action to
possible on
fire?
this wall. Yes.
Are you holding an action to fire one of those bullets?
Oh yeah. That is what is in all 4 chambers right now. 6 in reserve.
This has not been enough time for a short rest, right?
No.
Cool. That's good. It's good.
Ma'am, you should sleep.
Yeah, but
Or take it.
fire-
Just sit down and eat some snacks.
Veldith, permission to tie someone to a bed.
Is this someone Titania?
Theoretically,
Look, I enjoy
Yes.
that, but not right now.
Granted, if she doesn't get some rest.
I'm writing this down.
do you think I will?
Mara, that's me, not you.
I look at Titania. Do you honestly think that I won't do it?
I'm not running out there.
Yeah, but you need to take some time and get your spells back rather than taking part in every fight because we need your magic.
I have other stuff I can do.
I point.
Fine.
You can't do anything with those size while they're that far out. At least not without getting hit by a tree.
At which point,
Yes. Also, if you're capable of doing something, you're capable of getting hit with a tree, and in your tired state, your reflexes suck.
at which
Yeah, that
point,
was a-
Geralt, your action goes off. Your held action goes off as you see a tree cross the smoke.
Bam.
Make an attack roll.
Just standard pistol attack. Yep.
Yeah, standard pistol attack.
Okay. Boop. I'm using my advantage. God damn it.
Oh.
Well, that one goes wide, I'm sure.
Amazing.
It's okay. It just means they auto succeed on their dex saving throw as the bullet impacts on the ground near a treant and explodes.
Ooh.
Fireball bullet.
What's the damage on this thing? Go ahead and roll me 8d6 fire damage.
27.
So this you fire and you see it miss and hit the ground, and then there's just a fireball that erupts from where it hits. Sort of the impact sort of rocking you back a little bit. That treant is still moving, but it is definitely on fire.
Whoever's closest to Zaki, can you tell him he's my new best friend?
Zaki,
Thank
Geralt
you.
says you are new best friends. I don't know. I heard something. Is that
You see him. You see one of his 4 hands reaches out and just gives you a thumbs up as the other 3 adjust 3 separate gears on the tower on the central.
Geralt? He says
emitter?
agreed.
Are you firing again, Geralt?
If they're still in range, he will absolutely put another one of those out.
Go ahead and
there.
fire again.
24. That's
This
better.
one hits. Roll 8d6. Roll 8d6.
24.
All right. This time, so hitting it square on.
Mm-hmm.
The one treant you hit just explodes. Bits of wood on fire just going everywhere. The others don't seem willing to come out of the smoke now.
Excellent.
Scuzz is definitely cheering out here on the ramparts, just like, yeah!
Make a dexterity save with advantage, Scuzz.
He got too hype.
They heard you.
Whoopsies.
They heard you and sounded out the shot.
You know what? Fair. I'll take it. Yes, roll 25.
So you, yeah, shit, duck as a tree goes over your head.
Oh, okay. Sorry. Okay. Yay.
They seem to be blind firing through the smoke now, which means
Does
that
is lifted by barbarian back inside.
they are blind firing at the tower through the smoke, which means they're not hitting very often, but they are still throwing. You can tell they're still there. They just can't. They're just on the other side of the fire right now.
Geralt loads 2 more normal rounds into the gun as well.
All right.
How many treants are still there?
2.
Yep, 2 now.
Geralt, over under on using that smoke screen as cover to get close enough to hit them with more of those fireballs.
I'm willing to give it a shot. 50-50?
Was this on the general comms or to just Geralt?
It was just between Valdeth and Geralt.
Okay.
I'm going with you because I need to drag you back if you get knocked out.
That's fair.
All right. If the 2 of you are heading out.
Yep. I assume stealth checks.
Yep.
Do
we have advantage
give us
since we're-
advantage?
Yeah, you'll have advantage on the stealth checks for the spokesman.
Okay, cool.
Ithram's going to get up on the southern ramparts, keeping low.
17. Whew.
All right. You managed to get up to the line of fire where the grass is all on fire, without anything coming at you.
Okay.
Looking through the smoke, you can just sort of barely make out where the treants are.
Yep. Geralt is going to basically step sideways to get around the edge of the smoke so that he can get a clear shot.
All right.
And then he's going to dive back in and move behind the smoke
Go
again.
ahead and give me an attack.
Okay. I assume they're within like
Yeah, they're within your range.
60 feet or so. Yeah. Oops. Well, 16.
16 hits. Roll the 8d6.
Yeah.
How far away from the wall are they?
21.
The smoke barrier is about 100
50 feet
feet
out,
About
right?
100,
Or,
about
sorry,
100 feet
100,
out.
yeah.
Yeah, the smoke barrier is about 100 feet out. Another one just explodes in fiery splinters. The other
Okay.
turns to see where you're at and begins throwing at you guys. Make dexterity saves with advantage because of the smoke.
Okay. 23.
12.
Ouch.
One dodges, one doesn't. Valdeth, you take 25 points of damage.
Holy shit.
It's a good thing I'm a fighter because that would have killed someone with less health.
No kidding.
As I roll,
God
I roll
damn.
8, 8, 9.
Whew.
As a tree just it looks like it was aiming for Geralt, and Geralt got out of the way, but you weren't quick enough, and just collides with you and sends you scattering back across the ground.
Nope. Finish that last one off and then
All
get me
right.
out of there, I guess.
Geralt will duck around the other end of the smoke then, because never shoot from the same position twice.
The line is too wide for you to do that quickly.
Oh, okay.
Because you guys lit the field on fire, not just a little bit
Yeah,
of it.
we kind of did. Yep. Okay. All right. He'll risk it. Pistol attack. Come on. God damn it!
Oh!
Son of a bitch.
Do you have the thing that stops your gun from misfiring?
No, that doesn't pick up until much later.
Roll 8d6 as a fireball goes off in your face.
Oh my god.
Shit.
Um,
Can I give? I have 2 advantages. Can I give one to someone else or not?
31.
Whoa.
I was just making sure I wasn't going to bleed out while I was waiting there.
Make a dexterity saving throw, Geralt.
Yep. 10.
So you only take half of that.
Okay.
So you
That
take
is
15.
I have 1 hit point.
Oh, God.
That
As-
went,
Dude.
that went
Lucky,
as well as I expected it to.
The dangers of loading a fireball into a bullet.
So
Those of us that are peeking out windows see
yeah,
any of
do we
this?
Oh,
see
yeah.
this?
You absolutely see these two idiots running around the smoke, then get hit by a tree and explode it.
I'll look to Ariel.
I'm
Is-
on it.
Or
do you wanna have it?
Shoot
Is-
distractions.
Yeah, you
Is
got
Valdeth
that,
conscious?
yeah.
No.
Oh, okay. Geralth is just dragging Valdeth back under cover of the smoke at this point. Then.
Yeah, I rolled my death saves to make sure I wasn't gonna just bleed out. I didn't.
Okay.
I stayed.
And I'm gonna go run out because I have an actual strength score and also resistance to what they're doing.
Yep. You go out there and you manage to drag both of them back in. Geralth looked like an impressionist painting previously. Now he definitely looks more like a Dali. Just
Yeah, I'm
Covered
firing-
in
I'm
scorch
providing cover fire.
and Geralth, that gun is done.
Okay.
That gun
Okay,
needs some serious
so
repair.
Yep.
you know what? I'm dragging already. Gonna drag both of them up to Titania's room, which is now the rest you fucks room.
Oh, hey.
Ariel, give me
And just
give me an attack with
Drop
disadvantage.
both of them there.
Oh.
Close the door.
Ithram was on the south, just pot shotting fireballs. They are fire bolts, not fireballs yet.
Are we good?
They're inside. I'm on forced bed rest.
Wonderful.
There's
To
one tree
everybody,
left.
to everybody, anybody who leaves that room gets punched lightly in the face and knocked unconscious.
Okay.
Deirdre, who was outside, I'll say nearby, not on the link. Bro, doesn't hear the whole conversation, but hears you say that, looks up and just says, "Do you want me to do it?"
No,
Love
I
her.
think I will enjoy it a little bit. I think I will enjoy it if I get the opportunity.
I am already actually sitting outside that room because I dropped them in there. I'm not leaving.
So
That's also valid.
if you were firing cover, go ahead and give me an attack with disadvantage, Ariel.
'Kay.
Just to see if you hit it.
This is going to be, by the way, where with disadvantage, I like, since the group was still being carried in at this point, I like roll a natural one and shoot Valdeth like right between the eyes with a flaming arrow. Nope. I rolled a 12.
You don't hit, but you also don't hit them. Just
I mean, that's fine.
more fire.
Yeah, like I said, wasn't really trying to hit with cover.
Oh, yeah,
Shooting
yeah.
in their general direction.
We brought it down to one treant left.
Does
The
Val
volume
have
of-
a I'm
The volume of trees being thrown is much greatly reduced now.
because Valdeth is unconscious and not stabilized.
Oh, yeah.
Does
Well, I am
Yeah,
stabilized.
that's why.
Oh no,
that's the
Valdeth is stabilized. Yes,
oh okay
3 successful
Okay.
death saves stabilized.
okay cool.
Yeah, I missed it too because there were the 2 death saves and then the 8d6 and then the other 2.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, Valdeth is stable, just unconscious. And Geralt is at 1 health, looking worse than he did the last time he was at 1 hit point.
Yep.
With the splint, with bits of metal fragments sort of stuck in the arm that was holding it, as
What
well as
happened?
the face.
He is gamely trying to clear the jam and fix his revolver, which I'm sure will take a very long time, if at all.
Considering bits of the revolver are in your face right now, yeah, you're not fixing
I'll
that.
pull those out. I'm not dumb.
What happened?
What?
What happened?
Well, we fought, made our ancestors proud, and accomplished some great things before it all blew
You
up in our
have
faces.
you have something stuck in your face.
Like I said, all blew up in our faces.
Carolina, because you're right outside, give me a perception check.
with those Ariel is sending one to everybody who isn't those three
Yeah.
in that room, saying, all right, people, we now have to be hyper competent, because if one or more of us goes down, we have to let Titania come out, because we won't have enough resources to handle this on our own.
I'm not gonna let that happen, sir, ma'am.
I think would be all right.
How's the tower holding up?
It's not fallen over yet. I consider that a win.
Does have a
And
few
from-
new
From the exterior perspective,
decorations.
like there's a tree stuck in it at one point, but it doesn't look like it's like causing any structural
Yeah.
like instability with the tree.
We're gonna be
Tower?
fine.
So it is still standing.
The ant
And-
has presumably limited resources to throw, given what we did earlier.
Also, the turret is still plinking away at it.
It can't. It
We
can't
could
aim at
just
it.
wait.
Oh,
The turret can't aim at it because the smoke screen.
yeah.
Could.
That is how sieges work.
I'm not opposed to that idea right now.
Sorry, John. I am getting you that perception check. I got distracted by conversation.
It's okay.
5.
You don't hear anything.
It's a good thing that perception check is really low, because I was going to say might have noticed Valdez burning away, but yeah.
Scuzz is gonna poke the pearl back in. He just says, just let me know if we need another distraction. I'm out here ready to be unseen. The deadly unseen one, I guess. I don't know. Really
Noted.
makes me anxious.
I think we've had enough field trips outside of the walls. Let's perhaps wait and see what happens. If we need more distractions, then we
Which is why
cross
I
that
told
bridge.
There's
Which is
a
why I told someone to tell me if I can run out there. And
Yes.
you see him just like pacing along the wall.
there's a lightning strike in the courtyard, and Deirdre is once again large. As she begins pulling the logs that have hit the tower or hit the courtyard out, and using them to fortify the front gate.
Nice.
Big old starry eyes. Nikki and Scuzz. Oh, so much work to be done.
But for the time, the occasional bit of timber being thrown at the tower aside, it's fairly calm as some of you recover and others of you watch. We're going to take a quick break, and we'll be back in just a few minutes. Please stay tuned for these commercial messages. And we're back. All right. So, 3 of you are in recovery, and the remaining 4 are outside, are in various places around the tower, listening to the rhythmic thump of a log being thrown and hitting somewhere, typically not the tower. With only one treant throwing at the moment, it seems to... You're getting the idea that the previous impacts when they were firing blindly was due to volume, and with one just not able to put out enough volume to accurately hit the tower. So long as the smoke screen is there, that threat is pretty much handled. They don't seem to know that the gun that was firing the kill bullets is gone, which is good. So,
Well, sounds like we have a sit and wait situation.
Sit and watch out of the southern arrow slit for if the smoke screen starts to diminish or
And
more
then-
treants show up.
Yep,
all right.
basically.
So, who are you guys? Just all 4 of you going to be keeping an eye out, or any of you resting as well, or?
I have expended literally nothing, so I'd like to be one of the people watching.
Okay.
Well, we're gonna have a while. There's 4 of us. That's 2 shifts of 2.
2 of us watch, 2 of us short rest.
I'll take
Sounds
a short
good.
rest.
I will also take a short rest. I did get most of my, and I think there's something cracked in here too. I'm not sure. I fell off a roof.
Even on Lady Titania's door, or just in case.
There.
And yeah, I'll head to the roughly outside area to keep watch.
Okay.
So,
Gent is taking a nap, leaning up against the inside of the door.
the 3 that are resting get a long rest. The others get to spend their short rest die. And the other 4 can give me perception checks for their individual times keeping watch.
Well, that's all I needed.
I'm assuming I have food and drink, so I get my level of exhaustion back.
Yes.
That's what this.
11.
Yes, you get to recover your level
12.
of exhaustion with your long rest.
Actually, never mind even that. Instead of using my, I have not used my second wind, so I'm going to do that instead. The hit die.
Then we'll also get a perception check from Scuzz and Ariel too.
I will use my arcane recovery to
go.
recover.
And then I short
spell
rest.
level.
And, yeah.
19.
Hold on just a second. Perception.
Yep.
14.
All right. So on the second half of your wait, towards the end of it, as actually, even then, it's pretty clear for the most part. This treant continues to throw, but you're not seeing much activity on the other side. It seems like, at the very least, setting the forest on fire there predisposed any entities on the other side of the wall to dealing with that. And because it was so dry, even though the Shadowfront seems to do some sort of dampening of aether, it still managed to catch quite a bit of the trees on fire. At the end of the long rest, so several hours later, as those of you that are still up are keeping an eye on the fog, the smoke is beginning to die down. And Scuzz, off in the distance to the north, you see what looks like a large spider crab thing marching south, just coming into view. It's very tiny. It's quite a ways off, but you can see it.
And that's on our side, right?
Yeah, that's to the
ours.
north.
Okay. Pearl Earring in. I see the reinforcements. They're still a ways off, but they're on their way.
At the end of the long rest, as Valdeth sort of wakes up. Ugh, fuck. That's
Good
why you
morning.
That's why you go out in pairs, so that someone can drag the other one back.
You look
Never
over
mind
at
the ages.
you look over at Geralt, who is half covered in burns still, with bits of metal stuck in places.
Gingerly picking them out individually.
Do you want help with
No,
No,
see,
love, I'm fine.
The thing is, when you're injured,
The problem
like that,
is, most of the things that I shoot, when the gun goes squiffy,
that? Mm-hmm.
the spell just sort of goes. This one kind of went.
That spell then.
Hmm?
Don't do that spell then.
Oh, that wasn't one of my spells, love. Hmm.
but at the very least, we brought them down to.
Bullets made by an artificer are of a level and intensity unreachable by a spell slinger.
Titania doesn't know that.
No, I know. It's just
But we brought them down to not really a reasonable siege force anymore, so that's good. I need to change these bandages out. Starts.
Congratulations.
The smoke is
Nobody
beginning to
died
go
during the
down,
meantime.
though.
so you all get over the link shell. Reinforcements are visible, and the smoke is beginning to die down.
Valdeth removes armor, removes bandages, starts to change bandages out.
Yep. Do you want help with that?
I'm gonna keep an eye out to see if they're gonna resume firing as that happens, or if there's other things coming through now.
Give me a perception check.
Yes, if you could assist with these.
Sure. I assist.
12.
You see the treant on the other side. You sort of begin to see it through the smoke. As the smoke begins to clear, has turned and is heading back towards the light wall.
Seems like our treant problem is leaving. That doesn't mean it won't be back.
It could
Fuck,
be
that's too tight.
leafing.
Ah,
Leafing. Sorry.
But hopefully,
Good to know then. Hmm. And
That's really
Buckets,
sad,
you
but
said that Koenig is on his way back? Yeah?
I can see them from up here, but they're still a ways off.
Best guess on turnaround time on that? Couple hours out, maybe?
No, like probably when nightfall, you can hear quotation marks, nightfall is about to happen.
Yeah, you're looking at it's probably about 8 hours out from what you can tell.
And Geralt will just stand outside the door, hand axes on his belt. I'm a melee character now.
put
Do
armor
you
back
want
on.
some arrows?
He's not proficient with archery equipment.
Shame. No, Scuzz would not say that. He's a good boy.
But even if you're not proficient, are you better with that?
I am
Given that-
absolutely not.
Okay.
Valdeth steps back out after putting armor back on. All right.
Oh, okay.
Back up and ready to go.
I'm ready to go
Well-
if Miss Caroline and Ariel want to sleep.
Yeah, if you folks need to rest, I can take over watching. I'd rather not take a tree to the face again, but
You hear the sound.
John, do I need a long rest at this point,
No, no,
time-wise?
you're getting tired, but you don't need one yet.
Okay.
You could still go for another few hours before you need to
Yeah.
before you need to sleep. Though you do hear the sound of wood creaking and cracking from the light wall.
Or if you're sure you want me to sleep now, I can, but it seems like we might have things making their way back.
shite. Let's see what they've got.
As you all look south to the light wall, anyone who wants to. You don't even need to make a roll for this, as what seems to be a league of bushes is coming out of the wall and marching towards the wall or towards the tower.
Aw, those mini treants.
The ballista starts firing.
Oh, what is it called? Shit. My Macbeth references are failing me.
Burnham Wood?
Burnham Wood is coming to Dunsinane. Thank you.
Dunsinane.
Thank
Yep.
you so much. It was upsetting me. I was gonna say Casterly, but that's a rock in Game of Thrones. And that doesn't count here.
That doesn't count.
Burnham Wood is coming to Dunsinane, yes.
Thank you.
Whoops.
That also, Lady Macbeth hands, everybody. Wash like you're trying to get the bloodstains out. Okay.
But they never come out.
But they never come out.
The dagger I see before me.
Yep, pretty much. Scuzz is
I was just gonna call
outside.
I was just gonna call it the Legion of Bloom.
If only I had a bush approach me this quickly.
Well done.
Thank you.
Got your wood joke, Jeremy.
That
Yes,
was a
I did.
bush joke. There's a
Nikki
difference.
Johnson,
There's a
ladies and
big
gentlemen.
difference
She'll be
there.
here all week.
There's a
This is
big
why I'm not allowed to
difference.
play a bard, every guys.
There's
It's
Yeah, there's there's a 3 to 7 inch difference depending.
Anyway.
Anyways. So forest is encroaching on the fort.
Yes, a small forest is approaching on the fort, followed by a large one as that treant returns at the back of them.
Got any more fire?
I'd really like if you still had that gun working.
Does
Question,
the bullet have to be
John.
fired out?
That yes. Can I physically just throw the bullet at them and
Love
have the spell go off potentially?
You have no idea.
Well, I've got 7 of them left. I'm willing to experiment with one.
Improvised bullet weapon.
How far can you throw?
Mr. Gint,
What's your
do you,
strength?
like Scuzz will like tug on your arm.
You have
You want-
you've never heard that word. You've never heard that name before in your life, Scuzz.
Mr. Gint,
Geralt.
seriously, he's super
Geralt.
bad at names. Scuzz is bad at names, okay? Nikki's bad at names.
Carol, yeah.
Mr. Geralt, do you want to? Should we attach it to an arrow and fire it on an arrow?
Buckets.
Yes, sir.
I'm trusting you with this. Be careful, please.
Yes, sir.
And Geralt hands Scuzz one of the fireball bullets.
Ariel casually backs up and steps down out of the roof area.
Absolutely.
What are you
Yeah.
doing outside?
Hey, John, does
Yeah, we're
dangerousness
outside.
apply if any of my teammates set off a fireball next to me?
Yes, it would apply.
Great.
As long
Good
as you
to
can
know.
see
Might
it.
need to know that soon.
Yeah, no, Scuzz is definitely like, okay, back up. He's definitely going to try to aim for the
The treant?
encroaching treants,
Okay.
and do his best.
Go
Right.
ahead and give me a attack roll.
Short bow,
Yeah, short bow.
12.
All right, now roll me a D100.
Oh boy.
Have it land in the middle of those blights.
15.
The arrow, it takes out a blight and just like hits it in the face, and the blight just goes down. Nothing happens.
Nothing happens.
Oh,
Fuck. Okay.
that's a good idea.
Turns to you. I'm very sorry for wasting the bullet, sir. Wait, it hasn't gone off yet. Maybe I can retrieve it.
After the fight.
Okay. Scuzz is going to make a mental note of where that landed, and he is going to do his damnedest after all this is done to find that fucking bullet.
Make me an intelligence saving throw.
16.
You know the face of that blight.
Scuzz can remember one important thing at a time. This will be it.
Yeah. So
Forgot how to breathe.
He goes down.
And Geralt is gonna go down near the gate.
Okay.
Can
Roll me another D100. Someone, doesn't matter who.
I will.
Do it.
Do it.
I just want the tree to step on the arrow and the
18.
fireball just goes.
Why are they so low? Jesus Christ.
So the percentage
Sometimes slow is good.
the percentage chance of it succeeding is 75. So it's basically I'm counting from the
Ah.
bottom 0 to 15.
Uh-huh.
So 18 is above 15,
Yes.
meaning yes, the treant steps on the bullet.
Yes.
Ah! Scuzz turns to you
yeah.
and says, I'm sorry, Mr. Gerald, I cannot go get the bullet now.
You did fine, Buckets. No worries.
Oh, you're much further back.
A bunch
I mean, you were on the roof, right? Because
No,
Geralt is
he's-
down at the gate now.
No,
Oh, okay.
Scuzz definitely would have been at the gate.
on the
yeah.
wall.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
Okay.
yeah.
So a large chunk of blights just goes away. The treant is still there, but a large chunk of blights just gone.
How heavily injured is that treant seem?
It's on fire, which seems pretty heavily injured for a treant.
I mean,
Would it be within 120 feet?
Not yet.
All right. I got a firebolt waiting for it when it does.
How are
yeah.
those turrets just like plinking down the blights?
Oh yeah, no, they're like each hit kills a blight. The problem is just so many of them.
Yeah, there's
So
just a
there's-
carpet of them.
Okay, cool. There's time. A little bit? Just like a smidgen
Yeah, a little bit of time. Yeah,
Cool.
the trees are marching, but
How many alchemist fire arrows do we have left after the original
say
shooting
around
of
probably around 3.
3? Cool. Scuzz is gonna find another bucket of arrows, probably another stash that he put away, and go to oh my lord, Zaki. And Zaki, so the things that you use to make those exploding bullets, do you have anything left that I can make more fire arrows?
And he sort of continues tinkering with the thing. One hand holds up a finger at you, reaches into a bag as he continues messing with the pillar, pulls out a small vial and hands it over to you. Use with caution.
How much do I owe you?
Use with caution.
Can Scuzz make an Arcana check?
Yes.
6. I rolled a 2.
You don't know what it does, but you know the name of it. This liquid. It's called Mizium.
Nikki has no idea what that is.
William does.
Scuzz just knows it's called Mizium and that it makes things go boom.
Okay.
Can I make an Arcana check given my background in
Sure,
weird magic bullshit?
sure.
Scuzz is going to ask Zaki, I'm trying to protect the tower and everybody in here. Please tell me what this does so I can accurately do that.
Never mind.
If you apply it to your arrows, apply it to the arrowheads and they will have a substantially increased effectiveness.
How many can I do this to with this small vial?
Probably about 4.
4. Okay.
Will it be a? I know this is not the reference you're making, but will it be a skull-crushing level of effectiveness?
No.
So Scuzz will.
Oh, I get it.
Could it be sort of? Could it be considered a weapon of a marine?
Yes.
I'm making WWE
Yeah,
reference.
yeah.
Yeah, I
Okay.
got that halfway
Miz.
through.
The Miz.
Yeah.
Would it be a skull crushing finale?
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh.
Scuzz is going to run up to Ariel and he says, so we have 3 of the arrows that I made left. And then he holds up the vial. We can put this on 4 more arrows to
Uh-huh.
make a very large explosion. But we have to be very, very, very careful. Maybe I have to be very, very careful. You have to be just regular careful.
I think just to be safe, I will be very, very careful too.
Scuzz will plunk down
Yep.
the arrows and all that good stuff.
All right. So go ahead and give me an alchemy supplies roll to apply the Mizium.
22. Oh my god, he's
That was
so careful.
That's the same. It's the same thing. So it works. Yes, you
Well,
you
that's-
very
I mean, that's the-
carefully
yeah,
apply.
sorry.
You very carefully apply the Mizium to 4 arrows. As you coat the arrowheads in this liquid, the liquid very rapidly solidifies into this blue crystalline substance. Because Mizium is a metal.
Yep.
Okay. I would like to say that for some reason, Roll20 does not allow me to roll any of my tool checks, which is why I used Arcana. And
That's fine.
just-
You done that earlier. I was just,
Yeah.
my brain just had to connect 1 and 2.
But okay, this is just because it's like so high alert right now. He's so intense.
But do you want to fire those arrows before or after they get here?
Miss Ariel, what would you suggest?
How?
We have 7 of these
Right.
fire arrows. Do we want
Right.
to wait?
When you say big explosion,
I assume big. If they told me to be very careful. Normally they don't tell me to be very careful.
they should. I feel like how far away?
They're getting closer. They're sort of at your, they're like 100 feet away now at
Okay,
this point.
that's about as close as we probably want to get them. At least for the the mass explosion. Let's let those loose, and then we'll keep the rest for when they get close enough to actually shoot.
Geralt is holding an action for when they get within 60 feet of him.
Cool.
Do we want to shoot the big ones first or the alchemy ones first?
Let's just call them the explodey ones.
Exploding ones?
Yes.
Soon as
Because
they
we
got-
don't want those. We don't want to be shooting those when they're 20 feet away.
No. Bam.
100 feet away, probably safe.
All right.
2 for you, 2 for me.
So go ahead and make your attacks. If 100 feet is beyond your normal range, that's going to be with disadvantage.
I was throwing firebolts too as soon as they got in range.
What's the range on your firebolt?
120 feet.
Yeah. So go ahead and make attack for you.
If you can bring down that tree, that'll make our odds so much easier.
20 for 5 points of fire damage.
This is going to be so great when I net one. I didn't. I rolled a 15.
Okay. And one from Scuzz.
10.
Hang on 1 second. Let me get the... I need you both to roll me 78.
Ooh.
24.
Nice.
Holy
Oh.
crap.
That's a lot of high numbers in there.
That's less good.
So these
Still
arrows
impressive.
fly off, and you watch the sort of in the light, the blue really catches the light. There's this J.J. Abrams lens flare coming off the tip of them as they fly. And they sort of hit 2 different places in the midst of the twig blights. And as they do, there is just this invisible wave that you can hear go off as this explosion of force erupts from the air where the arrow is impacted and just shatter a whole bunch of these twig blights. There's still a good portion of them, and you've got 2 arrows left.
One each,
Same
yes.
as the
Yeah.
first.
On
Yes,
the
yes,
earring
ma'am.
to everyone. Can you maybe save one of those explosions for the giant tree?
Looking at them, it was about a 20-foot radius that the
Okay.
arrows exploded in.
Yes, actually, yes.
If you
We
can try and
absolute-
peg one of them with it, that'd be great. If you want to wait till they get closer to where you can make that shot easier.
Yeah. Yes, let's hold.
We'll hold until I got 80 feet.
They are moving closer.
If-
The
If you
treant.
do
Oh, go ahead.
60, I can make it easier to hit them all, maybe. Terra fire.
Just real quick.
Mhm.
Just potentially make it easier. Odds are probably fairly low, but is there in here anywhere just a regular sized crossbow, non-hand? I can snag real quick.
Yeah, poor quality, but
Okay.
yes.
It's fine. I don't care about quality. It's going to be a one-shot. Chuck it away.
But yes.
Okay.
There is a regular crossbow you can grab, be a light crossbow.
Okay.
Are you waiting for them to get within a certain range, Jeremy, with the light crossbow?
I have to check and see what that range would be.
Cool.
Yeah, 80 is fine. 80 is perfectly acceptable.
So we've got some things waiting for 60 feet. Do you guys want to wait for 60 feet, or do you guys want to wait for 80 feet still?
If you do
60
60
feet's
feet, I can possibly make it
fine.
advantage.
60 feet is fine, yes.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
The treant, I'm assuming is what you guys are waiting for, gets within 60 feet.
Okay. I cast Fairy Fire. It's a 20-foot cube, so I'm trying to get the treant and as many of those little twigs as I can.
All right.
They make a dex save. DC is 14.
Walking tree, hopefully not dexterous.
Yeah, I hope so.
Well, I'll make this a public roll so you guys can see it.
Hey!
Natural one makes it a 0.
Awesome.
And I'll make this one a public roll too so you guys can see it.
Yes. Suck it.
It finally
13.
works!
Also
Sparkles
misses.
everywhere.
Up,
So yeah, the entire oncoming horde of plant creatures is lit up with fairy fire. What color is the fairy fire?
Oh, it's rainbow color. It's like shifting back and forth. It's
So
very
there's
loud.
There's a shift.
It's some
There's a shifting-
LSD shit.
There's a
Yep.
shifting rainbow outline on all of the things that are coming forward. Attacks go off.
All right,
Well-
fuck him up.
That just seems incredibly appropriate. Yep. So that is
You have advantage on your attacks.
advantage. Yep.
Geralth, was something happening with you?
Yep. He's going to use one of those bullets as an improvised weapon.
Oh, come on.
Oh.
So I think he just adds his strength modifier to the attack because this isn't something I think he would be proficient in at all.
Yeah.
60 feet is long range, so it would be at disadvantage, but now it's just a flat roll
Yes.
because of the fairy fire.
Correct.
Okay. Well, it says it's rolling the dice, but it hasn't said anything. That's a 6. So he's just whipping it out in that crowd as far as he possibly can, which is hopefully 60 feet.
So both Scuzz and Ariel miss the treant.
Wow.
The arrows still go off, though, and scatter bits of the remaining blight horde. Roll me a D100 check.
Okay. Boop. That's a 31.
Tink. The
Hey!
bullet hits at the front line and decimates an amount of them.
Awesome. And
so-
draw the hand axes.
So by the time they get to you, there are only 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There's only 7 blights in the treant left.
Oh, I'm gonna do something stupid then.
Are we rolling initiative now?
Yeah.
So go ahead and arrange yourselves for wherever you would have been relative to the gate.
Okay. Are they coming from the south still, or are they
Yeah,
coming
they're coming.
from the gate?
They're coming from the south, so they're gonna be.
Okay.
They're gonna be appearing over here.
Why did I roll
I did
that
something.
one? I meant to roll this one.
Ah, okay. Right.
Boop.
I mean,
Or no, actually, if they're down there, we're probably more because we would have had to have a vantage point on them.
I'm gonna attack on Titan this shit. I'm gonna hang out on the wall.
Oh, I'm going down.
Deirdre is
I
maintaining.
don't have a
her-
crotch grappling hook, but I gather that's not essential.
Oh,
Deirdre is maintaining her position as the gate guard.
lead with your groin.
okay.
So go ahead and let me know when everybody's finished arranging themselves.
Done. Good.
All right. We are gonna go ahead and roll initiative.
God.
Wow. I'm so disappointed.
Yes.
Scuzzy Bucket, you have a plus
Okay.
4.
That's good.
Sorry, what was that middle name?
Scuzzamold T buckets.
Okay. I heard the
Middle
Emold
initial.
as part of the middle
The
name.
middle initial is Tick Tick Boom. That's his mother's maiden name. Okay.
Love it.
Scuzzamold Tick Tick Boom Buckets.
His full name, yes. He knows he's in trouble.
When his mom uses the full name.
Yes.
Mhm.
Which I, as him, am also very upset right now. You have a plus 4. My other character, my very shitty Dex character, got better than this
Regularly.
regularly. Not often. Sometimes you got a natural 1 and it was bad. It was a bad news bears. But still, plus 4. Keep it together, Scuzz.
All right.
Is this initiative happening right now, or is there like a round?
It's happening right now.
Okay. Cool.
So Ariel, you're leading it off.
All right. I will sell the fire ones. How many? 2 of those? Is that accurate?
3 fire arrows left.
Okay.
But I think Scuzz has 1 and you have 2.
Yes.
Yep. Hey, big tree thing. I'ma shoot you.
They are all still affected by fairy fire as well.
Yep.
How long does that last, Mara?
A minute. Concentration.
Or until you jump into a fight and take damage. And
Yeah.
so.
This is true.
What we're saying is, Mara, don't do that.
So, a 16 misses as the arrow flies past the treant.
See what I said? See what I said at the beginning of this session? All right, question. Am I aware that the wounded trio, I know they're not wounded now, but you know what I mean, have made their way down to potentially the combat field?
Yes.
Okay.
I mean, I'm not over there with them.
No.
I'm over here being perfectly nice on the top of the wall.
Yes, you know where everybody's at, so you know where Tanya and Valdeth and Geralth are.
Yep. Yeah, there's no. Okay, I'm just going to. Yep, I'm just gonna stay where I am for the moment.
Okay. Titania.
Yes. Are they in that area yet? Or are they still
They are there
approaching,
now.
Like
They are there now.
they're there now?
Yep.
Okay. I use an action
Mhm.
to enact wild shape
What are
for
you turning into?
I'm not that's a good question. I'm
A goldfish.
no, not a goldfish, a panther.
All right.
Which is
Giant orange carp.
no,
Magikarp.
Yeah.
not a
no.
giant orange carp. So
Ever
I've got
were gods.
that in the little sheet thing here.
The point of Magikarp is he will eventually become a dragon. He's just useless until then.
And
Well, there
my
is
speed
now
with
a panther where Titania
Yep.
was.
Unless you go the level 100 Magikarp route and just thrash the enemy team to
and
Yeah, but mythology's fun.
death.
and I'm gonna leap down off the wall and go straight for the treant.
You should be able to move the token now.
Yep. Yep, I can. Which I have a speed of 50. Sorry.
So the wall is 25 feet up.
So that does count as part of my. Okay. Darn it. Well then, that was bonus. Yeah, okay.
If it counts for shooting, it counts for jumping.
Okay. I don't know. Different people do it different ways. Can I use because wild shape is a bonus action, or
Mhm.
no, wild shape's an action actually. Never mind. I use bonus action phase step to teleport into the grass.
Yep. you can do
About
that.
about 40 feet away from the end, so I can't, and like kind of on an angle, so I'm not really like directly in front of the horde moving forward, kind of off to the side, so I can't move my token there. But
Yeah.
that's where I'm going.
Okay.
So like approximately there-ish, but further down, if
Got
that
it.
makes sense.
Yeah. Off the map.
So I poof out of existence because I can still use my physical things, even though I am wild shaped. So the panther disappears.
And even if you couldn't, we just say you did it the other way around. It doesn't matter.
Yep. Yeah.
Oh fuck!
And I
Is
crouch
approximately
down
what comes
and
out.
I wait. That's
Yeah.
my turn.
Let me. It's to the thing at Tanya's initiative.
Titania is a secret displacer beast.
All right. Needle Blight's turn. Yeah, no, they're gonna approach the wall. And they are going to attempt to shoot some needles at Ariel, Scuzz, and Ithram, but your AC is increased by partial cover. We'll say it's increased by 2 for the partial cover of the
Battlements.
Is it called battlements or turreting?
Battlements.
Yeah.
Battlements.
The
In this
battlements.
case.
Yeah. Oh, and they're all still lit up because I do not lose my concentration on a spell since I had already cast it.
Yes.
Turrets would be if there were any towers like on the corners of the battlements.
Yeah. Does a 13 I think misses Ariel, even without the +2 to AC.
Yep.
A 5 also misses, and a 14 also, and a 14 misses Scuzz, I think.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Ithram, a 20.
Does not hit because shield.
Right? Is that with?
Oh wait, no shit, no.
You also,
Yeah, no, that
you
would
also
still
have,
hit.
You also have +2 for the battlements. So.
Then no, it would not hit with shield.
All right. A 12 misses. Then a natural 1 misses, and a 5 misses. Fortunately, needle blights aren't made of guns that can explode, so they just hit the wall rather than dealing damage to themselves.
Yeah, rub it in.
Valdeth.
Yes. Oh, well, perfect. Just gonna close with this needle blight right here and try and smash.
Let me
smash.
smash. 21 hits.
It's a
9
different
slashing
campaign.
9
damage.
damage. Still up.
I'm actually going to re-roll that too.
All right.
8 damage.
Oh, look, you healed it 1.
That's the danger of re-rolling 2s. Is you can get a 1.
You
Yep.
did
Alright.
this last time.
Anything else
know.
on your turn?
No, that's yeah, that's it. That's it for now.
All right. Ithram.
Okay. Even if they're right up against the wall, they're still at a range. But I am going to pull off one of the iron spikes that's on my belt, toss it over the wall, look over, and cast catapult in the general direction of the treant.
So you're trying to hit these two, the two that are right there in a line, and the treant.
No, it only hits the first creature.
Oh, only hits the first creature.
Yeah, it only does damage to the first creature that it runs into.
Oh, the first creature that doesn't dodge it. Yeah.
Yes.
So you're
So-
aiming for the treant, hoping to go through at least one of these.
I think he's
No,
trying to
I'm
drop-
aiming
Or were you
over
just
here.
aiming? Okay, you're trying to hit over here.
Yeah, I'm
Okay,
tossing
okay.
it over here. And I'll move
Beyond
to
the
this
needle
corner.
blight. So you toss it
Yeah.
over the wall to the south, beyond the needle blights, aiming for the treant. Got it.
Yes. So they have to make a dex saving throw, DC 14.
5.
Take 13 points of bludgeoning damage. And then I'm going to back up away again.
Whoops!
Right
I accidentally turned my. That's why it didn't load. I accidentally turned my weeping treant into a panther. It's okay. I can fix it.
Everybody's getting turned into a panther.
I can fix this.
You're a panther. Now you're a panther. Everybody's a panther.
It is within my power. It is, however, the danger of using pop-outs rather than...
And then I will pull out my flail just in case anything scrabbles up the wall and get it set spinning.
So that's bludgeoning damage. Okay, cool. So the iron spike hits into it, and it just sort of seems to soak in.
Yeah.
All right. Scuzz. Your turn.
Yeah. He's going to turn to Ariel and shout, "Permission to use the fire arrow."
Do it.
So Scuzz is going to lob his last alchemy fire arrow at the big treant.
All right. Give me an attack roll with advantage because it's covered in fairy fire.
Yeah.
This will not have sneak attack because it knows where you're at.
That's fine. Because the arrow damage isn't normal anyway. 19.
All right, so go ahead. That'll hit. Go ahead and roll the alchemist fire.
I will note that having advantage is usually enough to get sneak attack.
Oh yeah, no, that's right. You have advantage, which means you would get sneak
Yeah,
attack.
any situation where you have advantage, any situation where characters in
Max
melee.
damage.
That's right.
Nice.
And I'm just gonna go ahead and tack on the Fury of the Small damage on there as well. So another extra 2. It won't do much, but that'll be a 5 + 4, 9. 9 points of damage to that guy on
And
fire.
the Fury of the Small, is that extra weapon damage or extra?
It's you can deal 2 extra damage to a creature with a size larger than yours. It doesn't specify.
So it's just flat damage. Okay, cool.
Yeah, flat damage. So just regular. Yeah. DM's choice. Like,
I'm calculating all the damage you did to it.
oh, chase your bliss.
Okay, cool. It is on fire.
And
Carol,
excuse me, bonus action, hide.
give me a stealth check.
Nice.
You find a crevice. You find a broken crevice in the wall, like underneath you, and just squeeze into it, and just take the hat and just adjust it so you're hiding underneath the hat. There is now.
You'll never find me.
There is now what looks to be an abandoned hat on the wall.
This guy's got hit by a tree, guys. All that's left is their hat.
Carolina.
All right. I have javelins.
You do.
So I'm gonna throw a javelin.
At what?
The treants, I think, in range. Give me a second to check the thrown range of my weapons.
Aaron, the correct answer is always pick a random member of your party.
Roll a d7.
Yeah, it's within 30 feet, so I'll just throw it at the treant.
The treant is 40 feet away from you.
Oh.
I mean,
You can, however, just move down the.
move
Yeah,
forward.
move down the
Yes, I'm going to move really quick first.
Makes sense.
I can do really hard math in my head.
Yeah, basically, you just moved to the other side of it from there. You're good.
All right, there we go. Throwing 23 hits.
You have advantage.
I assume.
You have advantage because it's fairy fired.
See if you crit.
Get it? Yeah.
Yes, a 23 does hit. If the other one isn't a crit.
I'll roll just in case.
Yep.
22.
Yeah,
so
5
you
damage.
know, still
You roll the same damage on both ones too. That's kind of fun. So yeah, javelin launches and sticks into the tree. Anything else on your turn?
That's it.
Geralt.
All right. Geralt runs up next to Valdeth. Advantage on these attacks, right? Because of fairy fire?
Yep.
Okay. First hand axe out to this needle blight. 17
Hits.
for 8 slashing damage.
You kill it.
All right. And then with the last 5 feet of movement, back up behind Valdeth.
Treant's turn.
Because Geralt is trying to be tactical.
It's gonna move. Let's see. There are several different places it can attack right now. Five. 15. Yeah, no, it's gonna try to tear down that wall, actually.
Uh-huh.
Let the blights in easier.
Insert hair song here.
I was going to quote the Grinch, but, you know, that works too.
All right, it hits the wall 3 times. Healing. Hang on. So the tree moves over to the wall and just applies its limbs to the wall, and you see vines snaking out of its hands and arms and into the brick and mortar of the wall, and it pushes the wall aside as the wall simply falls over, creating a new entrance.
Oh, God.
Right here, as it did 76 damage to the wall.
Damn,
Ooh.
son.
Ouch.
His construction was not approved.
So there is now the wall no longer exists here between those two lines.
Okay.
Right next to me, Scuzz is distressed.
Scuzz, from your little hiding crevice, you see part of the wall go away.
Scuzz has a plan. It's bad. He's not voicing it to anyone.
All right. Ariel.
Sorry. I will. Let's see. One. I think of only fire. Yeah, I still got one more. Do.
Oh, it also takes some damage on its turn because it's on fire.
And I assume that auto turret on the roof is pounding away at this thing.
It is firing, yes.
Sweet.
So 21 on the last flame arrow
Hits.
to hit.
Go ahead and
9
roll
piercing
the d4.
and 4 fire damage.
Yeah.
So, how do you want to kill the tree ant?
Fuck yeah.
It took a lot of damage just getting up to the wall.
I'm sure it did.
So Ultra is to have done a movement to have come down, do a jump over the panther.
Oh, the panther's way back.
Yeah, the panther's
the panther's
further
not
Isn't
back.
that
actually
far
there.
back?
But yes.
Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's-
yeah.
and is also invisible.
Panther should be off the map.
That's right,
Now,
that's
basically,
right.
but-
Yeah, Panther is off the map and
Never
invisible.
mind.
We'll put the ninja marker over the panther.
Still leaping off this. I'm John wooing this.
Where did you get 2 pistols? Mine are broken. Where did you get 2 pistols?
I have one hand crossbow. It's good enough. Jumping off, slow motion, aim, boom.
And this crossbow bolt with a vial of alchemist fire erupts from the crossbow, comes in, and just sort of as you're falling, you see it. The tree sort of turn to look. The crossbow bolt goes into the knot where its eye would be, and just explosion of fire as it rocks back and falls over backwards, burning, hitting the ground. And as you ponder how exactly you're going to land this thing as you're halfway down to the ground.
It's fine.
That's-
Fine. I'm not that high up.
That's where we're going to end for this week. Say goodbye, everybody.
Bye.
Goodbye.